Well. Good evening, good morning, or the afternoon, or wherever you might be. Here we go again for another Saturday morning full of absolutely nothing, to be honest. B. Mac, Pete Carroll, Steve Carpenter, Maryland Northeast. I wonder who that is. Mike, aka Drone Ranger. How is everyone today? The Jeopardy theme song. Hey, could you get away with that in with copyright? That'd be interesting. Stingray, how you going, mate? And what we have here, Peter Carroll. Peter.
Good morning, Matt. How you doing?
How you going? I'm going good, thanks, mate.
That's good.
Let's see if we can split that up a bit. Here we go. That's better. How's things, mate? How was your week?
Oh, very good. Had the big flu injection on Monday. That was a highlight of the week.
Wow, dude.
Yep. Been a big week.
Living the life, mate. Living the life.
We're all still pretty locked in here, so haven't sort of freed us up a lot. They've sort of freed up the meeting sizes. I think you can have 10 people or something in the group now, and you're allowed to, I think 5 people are allowed to go and visit family members and that sort of stuff. And but they haven't sort of opened up a lot of the restaurants and shops and that yet. So
okay, how's it done? Sorry, mate.
No, just saying we're still being encouraged to stay home as much as possible.
Yeah. We can travel 50 k's now, and we can go to parks and have barbecues and all sorts of stuff and all that. So I've got a 50k radius now to go out and
that's good.
Fly me drone. Steve Carpenter. Well, Steve, I'm not sure if I can have him on the live till. I'm not too sure he's had a shave yet. So
you wouldn't want him anyway, I don't think.
No.
Best to leave him in chat, I think.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. We got Mel here, 400 AGL. Bob Casey. How is everyone today? Fantastic. How's everyone going? Are you getting out and about, or are you still stuck over there, or what's going on? I haven't been watching much of the news lately. What's going on over there? Here it's starting to relax a little bit. What's your restrictions now, Pete? Can you travel at all?
Oh, we can a little bit, I think. I'm not too sure. I haven't really sort of studied them in depth, but I know we can now go and have a game of golf or go and do a bit of fishing. Or I think they've opened up some of the national parks and that, so they're relaxing things a bit. So
yeah. They've opened the national parks here too again. So things are slowly returning to normal, or as normal as they can be.
Yeah. I still haven't opened up the schools and that yet. I think they're another couple of weeks away, I think, before the kids start going back to school.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there with schooling here. States are going back to work. Okay, here in Oakland. Okay. Oh, raining. Okay, it's raining there. Yeah, okay. And starting to relax some here as well. Okay, cool. I'm not too sure on active cases and all sorts of stuff which we were getting. I think that's pretty well died in the arse. We're not getting many new cases, which is a good thing. I think New South Wales is the biggest hit. Similar sort of situation to New York, I guess, where the population of people are all just jammed in on public transport and all sorts of stuff. I haven't seen the state of New York actually lately because that was horrendous. That got nailed.
Yeah, we've only got just looking at the table here. We've only got 584 total active cases in Australia now.
In Australia?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we just tipped over the 7,000, total cases.
how many?
7,000 total cases we've had in Australia.
We've had, okay, and we're down to 600.
Yes, 584 active. Yeah, so I've had a pretty good sort of recovery rate.
Yeah. So the chance of you actually running into someone with it are pretty low at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Virtual reality trucking. How are you, mate? Not good raining here, but heading to Omaha, Nebraska for Monday. Nebraska, geez, I'll tell you what, I've been through Nebraska a few times. On that highway anyway. I haven't really had much look at Nebraska itself, but I'll tell you what, it's pretty flat. As the only exciting thing was the big Nebraska bloody sign that went over the motorway. I hope no one lives in Nebraska here. Where are we? Oh, Craig, how are you, mate? Mad Kiwi. Ron sent me a message. 45 minutes. And Kenny too, because actually we were just about to send out a search party for Kenny, because he hasn't rocked up in the last couple of weeks.
I haven't seen him around.
No. So I sent him a message today. I said, "What's going on, mate?" He's been flat out at work and all that sort of stuff. So at least he's still got a job, I guess. I've sort of got a job still. It's it's not very busy. No. Everyone's bought all their stuff and they're all hoarded and shit like that, as the morons did. And they don't need to buy anything. And it's few and far between. Like I'm only working 3 days next week. Yeah, I work 3 days this week, which is good because I go out and have a bit of a fly now. Gives me time to do some stuff.
Yeah, we even got young Thomas O'Sullivan's joined us.
Thomas O'Sullivan, actually, he's been absent too for a couple of weeks, hasn't he?
I think he has.
Yeah. What's going on, Thomas? You doing all right there, mate?
I think Bob Casey got his Mavic Air 2, I think, earlier in the week, if I remember correctly.
Bob Casey. Geez, I'll tell you what, I haven't been to Bob's channel for a bit, I don't think.
So we expect to see some videos from him in the not-too-distant future.
Get onto it, Bob. Get onto it. We want to see some stuff. Kenny just told me, too, that he ordered the Mavic Air 2. He ordered it on the release date. And he got an email from DJI saying it's been delayed because of whatever. And then he got another email saying it's delayed, blah, blah, blah. So he's actually cancelled his order.
Okay.
But what he's doing now is he's going to go through Best Buy.
Right.
So he's going to get it through that. So he still hasn't got his yet. So, yeah.
It looks like a pretty good drone from what I've only watched a couple of videos on them, but it looks like a pretty good drone, a fairly big sort of step up from the previous one.
Oh, it's a huge step up.
Yeah.
Massive step up. And it's even with some features a step up from the Mavic 2 Pro. Although the Mavic 2 Pro, that's where's Mr. Mustache? Oh, I have no idea, mate. I have no idea. I don't know where he is. Family of Tech, how are you? Joe Dirt's Joe Dirt's missing. He is. What a time we had last week with those old photos. You got to be shitting me. Anyway,
he's despised by the majority of people. Yet everyone misses him.
That's right. We wanted someone to pay out on,
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic drone, and so glad they got rid of that Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
They had to, mate. They had to. There's no two ways about it. The OcuSync just shits all over that Wi-Fi. But the 60 frames is an awesome thing, and the 240 1080p is another great feature.
Yeah.
Ultra slow mo. You know, I can get 120 now out of the Mavic 2 and 96 out of the Mavic 1.
It's funny. I was watching a video from Billy Kyle. He did a range test on the new the Mavic Air 2, and he got less range, flying in the same place than he got out of the Mavic Mini on the Wi-Fi, which is strange.
Say that again.
He got less range on the Mavic Air 2 than he did on the Mavic Mini on the Wi-Fi.
Who?
Billy Kyle. I think he's in Philadelphia. I think. Yeah. There wasn't much in it, but it was up around 2 miles or so. Yeah. But
he got 2 miles out of the Mavic Mini in Philly.
Yeah.
What did they shut? He's mad flying it in Philly.
Yeah.
How many problems has Michael had? Oh,
yeah, that's right.
He's had all sorts of troubles with that thing. The last time I saw he did it, he cracked the shits. He said, it's the last time I'm flying it in Philly. He nearly lost it again. Oh, dude. Imagine that if he lost 2 of them. Bloody hell. Yeah, Wi-Fi's not good in the city, man,
I think Billy Kyle's a little bit sort of further out in the suburbs than what Philly Mike is.
Well, Mike's right in the guts, isn't he?
Yeah, so, he's pretty close to the centre.
Yeah, and not only that too, when he chucks it out, if he's not right in front of it and he goes like this, then you've got a building.
Yeah. His
drone's going up, and his signal's got to try and get through all these buildings, and it's really hard, man. Really hard.
Yeah, so he's sort of standing in the street right in the middle of all the buildings.
Yeah. He's putting it through its paces. He is, mate. Yeah, he's cracking it, man. He's cracking it. He's getting out. I mean, he's going to be all right with the OcuSync. He'll.
Steve Carpenter's got an Air 2 as well. There we go. Everyone's getting them.
Bloody hell.
Think I'll resist the trend?
Well, I'll tell you what. If I didn't get the 2 Pro, I'd seriously be looking at getting the Air.
Oh, you have to, I think. Yeah.
Although the price point here is it's $1,900, mate.
Yeah.
For a Flymore.
Yep.
That's
getting up there.
Yeah, that's pretty up there. Now consider that, and consider that I bought the Pro 2 with 4 batteries, 9 ND filters, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
For and an aftermarket bag for it for $2,000. What would you do? Yeah. What would you do?
After seeing that last video you put up at the golf course, you couldn't do much better. I don't think that was fantastic. That one.
Oh, mate, that camera just handles everything. It's a fantastic fantastic bit of kit. In saying that, if I put the Mavic 2 Air out, what could be done with that? There's no comparison really. So, but more than happy with the Pro 2, that's for sure. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that reminds me. I don't think I've commented on that video yet.
I mean, it's in widescreen too, mate. So I'm surprised you haven't. Yeah.
I know I watched it a couple of times. I'll have to check again and see if I did comment or not. I don't think I did.
No, you haven't, because I would have answered you, mate. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Nathaniel Lee, what's he got here? How many kangaroos ever seen up close and personal? How many kangaroos have I ever seen up close and personal? Heaps, mate. Heaps. You can hand feed the tame ones and all that. I'm kind of guessing you may be able to even hand feed those ones out at the golf course, to be honest, because they just didn't give a rat's about anything. They had lawnmowers flying around them and doing all sorts of stuff. They just stood there and the mowers had to go around them. And this is one with a Joey, and they're the ones that are really protective, They had a Joey there. It didn't give a rat's, mate. Didn't give a rat's.
I had one on my last year. I had one on my front lawn there. It was just having a bit of a lie down there for a couple of hours.
Was it? Yeah, they like sunning themselves, don't they? Yeah, they get that. I actually got on footage. I got a big male doing that on my. I'm doing another video this week, and because I went out there on Tuesday again, and he gave me a golf cart. Hey, he gave me a golf cart.
Wow.
And he goes, "Here you go," because I'd been in contact with him afterwards, etc., and asked him, can I come back and have a look at the rest of the course and all that, mate? No worries. And I said, "Oh, can I hire a golf cart?" And he goes, "We'll just give you one."
Yeah.
So you got to be kidding me. Now this is one of the leading golf clubs in Brisbane. Members this and members that and la la la, and he's letting me fly a bloody drone around. I said, good on him. So I grabbed that golf cart, off I went. What a joint! What a joint!
Looked like a pretty high class golf club by the clubhouse. It looked pretty flash.
It was nice, mate. Very nice. Beautiful spot. I'm going to have a smash of golf. Now it's $100 a round, right? So $100 and you get to lose 40, 50 balls because if you don't hit it straight on this golf course, you've lost your ball.
Yeah, even the scrub in the bush.
Yeah, it's gone, mate. You ain't getting it back. I'm not I can't remember. 15 years ago, the last time I hit a golf ball.
More than that for me. I think I gave it away as a bad joke after a few years.
Yeah. I might actually just take the putter with me and I'll tee off with the putter.
That's a good idea.
And then, it's a par 50 here. Off we go.
We've got Don, young Don Joyce is here and Drone Bum.
Don Joyce.
Yeah.
Don Joyce.
Remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like that app that he's been involved in producing looks pretty good. That for the drone flying there in Canada. Did you see that video he put up?
Who? Sorry?
Don Joyce. He's been involved in developing an app. Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Absolutely, mate. And the thing is, when it's made by someone who flies, knows exactly what information you do need to do it, and it makes for a better app. There's no good a group of 20 or 30 people sitting around a table, and trying to discuss what drone pilots want. It's just ridiculous, just ridiculous.
It seems to sort of gathered all the necessary information all together in the one app, which is good.
Absolutely, mate. And we can't even do the do-ron today.
Oh.
What?
What the heck?
Where's your mate? Where's your mate?
We're the captain of the mustache team.
I don't know, mate. Oh, fucking Duke Kaboom's not here.
Boom.
Yeah,
How are you, buddy?
good, thanks. How are you, Ron?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, my heart just stopped still when you got on there.
Glad you. Good to hear that.
He hasn't even answered my message today, actually.
Well, let me text him. He got a new phone and he has no excuse.
Well, that would be the excuse because he'll have no idea how to use it.
Well, he's learning slowly.
Right? I'm surprised he can even make a phone call.
I remember, I think it was on his tech video show last week. I think it was. He spent about half an hour trying to work out how to send a text message with Mitch, the old guy on a drone.
And that's his tech, though.
His text message were going to email instead of the texts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it says a lot about him, doesn't it? Don Joyce.
Hey, Don.
You're muted, mate. You're muted.
Speak up.
Hey, Don, how are you?
There, we'll unmute.
There we go. Actually, mute yourself again. That sounds terrible. No, I'm only kidding. Hey,
Well, actually, tell me something. Is that?
I can hear that. Yeah.
You can hear the tap. I didn't
Yeah.
know what mic is going here.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. Yeah. What do you got hanging on your ceiling there, mate? You got? Oh my God, you got the Enterprise up there. What do you-
I have.
Yeah, that's the one.
Am I generating an echo?
You are. Yep.
Yeah, a little one. Yep.
I don't hear it. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Am I generating an echo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right back you are. Another on Sunday, my heart stopped still.
Well,
Brother Bob Casey, where is he?
where is that? We've already got. We've already got. We know his issues,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
not. He's not.
He's got many.
He
He
has
has-
gone to Vegas, Matt, to
There.
do another
There.
show.
Now I think it's going to work.
I think he's got. He might have got an emergency call. One of the girls went sick, so
Yeah.
he'd have to rip over there and take
Great
it.
call out. Yeah.
It'd be the lead role though.
Ron and the three amigos
Yes.
with their heads poking through the wall.
That'd be Elvis, Victor, and Matthew.
Mm.
Of course.
Matthew.
They don't
Should
talk
be
much.
Curly, should be Curly, Larry, and Mo. That would have been a good one. Cool.
Then I got
Matt calls them
turn
the
the light off.
amigos, so.
That's right. He could be too. No, he actually did that a couple of weeks ago, so he should be right for a couple of weeks. I should imagine.
Yeah, that's
But-
usually good for what, 2, 3, 4 weeks?
Yeah, about that, something like that.
Yeah.
So he's he's got that old box next to his computer there. But he,
That's funny that he keeps it right there.
yeah, I know. Yeah, just in case. Well, not just in case. He goes proudly brought to you by.
Our sponsor, Northeast Drone Productions. We have Boys to Men.
How's this? How's this? You can walk under a golf ball traveling at 300 kilometers an hour, but you can't walk under a drone. That's dangerous.
No, absolutely. Can't do that.
The golf ball's going to come down and land somewhere.
Or they're uncontrolled too, by the way. Yeah. No, those shadows on the ceiling look really cool now.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
See that? Hey,
The next
this is my Star Wars collection or Star Trek collection.
Holy moly!
Sweet. Don, where are you located at?
I'm in Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ottawa.
About a year
Just
and a half.
beside Starbase 9.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I'm coming up your wedding about a year and a half in 22. Yeah, actually about 2 years. Yeah, coming up for a bear hunt. Yeah,
Bear hunt.
Holy
We don't
moly!
have too many bears in Ottawa, but
going to Manitoba.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I actually had a bear walk across my lawn at our cottage. That was scary.
yeah. Oh, I bet.
Nice ceiling,
Yeah.
Adrian. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What, you painted? Just painted?
Green room immediately for the vertical video.
Mr. Peter.
Oh, there he is, the vertical video.
Dude, what's the vertical video story, mate?
Peter's on.
Okay, I got it. Don't
Yeah.
tell him,
Hey,
Adrian.
Carl,
right.
Mr. Ron, the dude, Ron, Don George. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Yeah, hey, you know
I
what, man?
think
I don't
the,
really have much to say to you, sir. Thank you for inviting me in. I appreciate you.
That's all right. Your volume is shockingly low, Adrian.
Okay, well, give me a minute. I'm trying to fix it. Thank you.
Well, get on it.
Yeah.
I think he put his phone down on the toilet seat. That's why we could see the ceiling.
He's lucky we're not seeing the traveling phone through the sewage pipes out to the. Kingston, howdy. Adrian didn't last long.
Hey, guess what I did? Guess what I did a couple nights ago?
What, mate?
I created a second YouTube channel.
Oh, what do you got going on?
Uh-oh. It's all porn all day long. It's all live.
Put the link in the chat, dude. Link in the chat.
It's called Don Does Stuff. It's for all my videos of nonsense that I do that isn't droning, so that I don't pollute my droning channel. Like
Right.
Coyote P and
Don Does Dallas.
yeah, Don Does Dallas. That's it.
Nice, mate.
Well, I'll put all my my ice cream taste testing and Coyote P taste tests, and all that
How'd
kind of
you go
stuff on there.
Coyote P, mate. How'd that work for you?
30 your time. Where are you?
I haven't. I put it down, and I haven't been back to the cottage since because of all this COVID stuff. We're trying to stay home, so
Oh, okay. Righto.
yeah.
I just called Mr. Mustache and he didn't answer. I left him a message.
He must have something going on tonight. Otherwise, he would have answered his message. He normally does.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame because I'd like to see how much colour it's lost over the week.
Yeah, you want to sort of graph it, see, is it dropping gradually or does it go very
That's it.
quickly at first?
We're doing product
Yeah.
testing for Boys to Met, and he's the test candidate, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you something. How's this, right? When I went out flying on Tuesday and I grabbed that golf cart, as I said, and I went around the golf course. Now there's a hole there, and it's or the green there, and it's beautiful. It's got a lovely thing, a bit of a lake and all this. And just over the other side of the lake are all these houses, right? So anyway, you obviously got to have a bit of money to actually live there because they're beautiful places. But anyway, I'm flying around. I didn't get off the green. Flying around the green in a hole and all that, a bit of this, bit of that, blah, blah, blah. It's only there for about, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Jumped in the golf cart, went to the next hole. And I'm up there and I'm just having a look to see what I could film and stuff. And next minute, this petrol-powered golf, I could hear it coming. Right? Going, I better move over a bit so this guy can get through. He pulls up and he goes, "Oh, you doing the drones, are you?" And I said, "Yeah, mate, yeah." And he goes, "Oh, just had a phone call back at the golf shop saying that there's a drone flying over everyone's houses and my kids are there."
Yeah.
I say, "Are you kidding me?" I say, "I'll tell you now, mate, I'm not flying over anyone's house." I'll tell you that
So,
right now.
so what you say is, yeah, I saw that and I have the footage of it. I can show you.
Yeah. And these are
I
the
saw that second drone.
Did you guys
Right?
see Ken Herring's thing last night? I forget where that was at. That chucklehead that launched his drone during the Blue Angels air show. I mean, what an idiot!
He lost his what?
I don't know where it was at.
I think it was Detroit. I haven't actually watched it.
but
It was Detroit.
he apparently it was all over national news. Guy launched his drone, sat there and filmed the Blue Angels, and it was actually fairly close. Really, really stupid move.
What the
Yeah,
hell is
that's
wrong
the
with
kind of stuff that'll really get people in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it does nothing, guys, but hurt all of us. I mean, it's not one person.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the main culprit gets in trouble, but it really hurts all of us. So, you know,
I know.
More than him.
I mean, the footage, it was totally cool, but totally stupid at the same time.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's where's your head at? Seriously, doing that sort of thing. What?
Totally
Where are you?
stupid. You know, and yeah, believe it or not, like I said, it was close. Like we're talking the same altitude, almost. Yeah,
Mate,
Holy.
dumb.
that
Totally
is
dumb.
Don't make me go and watch that. That's the kind of stuff that I hate to see.
I know. Yeah,
there's
and it gives all of us a bad name. It really does. You know.
Yeah.
So-
did he post this footage?
Yeah, it's on the Ken Herring show. It was, I want to say, a quarter of the way through the show last night.
It was on XJet had it as well, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does, guys. It really hurts all of us. So,
And you know what? Mel's probably right too.
Yeah.
we're on drones because they will soon be outlawed. Yeah. after stupid, moves like that. Yeah, I kind of agree with Mel. That's one of the reasons, guys, that I have no interest on buying any of the new drones that are coming out.
See, this is what remote ID is gonna do.
Yeah,
It's basically outlawing it, because you won't be able to. You've got no freedom with it whatsoever. It's absolutely ridiculous.
and that's one of the
I like
problems I'm going to have.
I like the other way around though. The AirSense, which is what the Mavic Air 2 has, which it doesn't transmit your location, or maybe it does, but it shows you the location of other aircraft, of manned aircraft, so that you can get the hell out of the way. I mean, that's what you should be doing.
Unlike this guy, he knew he did it on purpose. It was obvious.
Obviously, yeah.
And then, the thing that gets me is people do this stuff. All right, stupid one. Stupid two is they post it on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean, come on, guys.
The level of retardedness through that whole thought process is incredible.
Well, last year there was a big parade because the Toronto Raptors won some basketball tournament, and there was a big parade in downtown Toronto. So downtown Toronto is in airspace, so you can't fly there. It's you can't fly over crowds. And this guy flew a Mavic 2. I think it was a Mavic 2 Pro, or maybe it was a Zoom, whatever. It was, a big drone anyway. Right over the crowd. He put the footage up immediately. He was actually caught by the police, and the police let him go. He just said, "Oh yeah, sorry," and they let him go, and they didn't charge him, nothing. And he laughed, like he laughed in people's faces, saying, "Yeah, I know all about the rules, but I don't care. I just do it for the great footage."
That's stupid. Somebody needs to be made an example of, put down on cell block D with Leon. It's going to be his new husband, and maybe that'll set an example. Seriously though, but there needs to be some examples set to let other people know, hey, these are the consequences. The heavy fines.
And that is the problem. And that's the problem. And this is the way, I don't know how old this person was or whatever. I mean, you should have more brains in your head, number one, anyway. But the legal system's become so poxy and so lenient and don't want to be seen to be, abusing people and all sorts of shit. The people get away with crap. And this is why crap still happens. It's... I haven't got a copyright strike because of that yet, because that's why crap happens, because people get away with shit. There's no consequences for any actions. And, even if they did issue a small fine, that's not going to stop anyone from doing anything. If they've got a bit of money, it doesn't really matter. They need to slam people.
Well, the fines in Canada for the kind of stuff that this guy did over the crowds would have been probably like $5,000 to $10,000,
and yet they weren't issued.
But they didn't do anything. No, I had to laugh though. About a month ago, somebody was caught flying a drone, doing one of these drug drops into a prison, and they actually caught the guy. And I was looking at the news report online, and they said, "Oh yeah, he was charged with what was it? Something about the contraband going into the prison, and like all these charges he was charged with. But was he charged with flying a drone in Class F airspace, which it was? Was he charged with flying a drone which probably wasn't registered? Just off the top of my head, he probably didn't register. Nothing. He got charged with nothing for flying the drone. He just got charged with, delivering contraband into a prison.
Unbelievable.
And he was, caught red-handed. It's like, oh, who, me? Yeah.
What do you do? Seriously.
Yeah.
This is why this shit keeps going on.
Exactly. It's very discouraging.
It is.
Unbelievable. Here we go. 10,090 days in the clink. There you go.
Perfect.
Did they catch that guy, Mel?
And his logo says it all. Fly smart, fly legal, fly safe. It's what you do. This first one, I'm afraid, fly smart. Some people just don't take that into consideration.
That's a tough one.
And this is the thing: it might be
Hard one.
it might be legal to fly somewhere, but to safely do that, there might be people there and what have you like that. You know, they say, "I'm allowed to fly here." It doesn't matter if there's people.
You know, Matt, it was like about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was apparently dumb enough to post a complaint on Phantom Pilots, and it was specifically because we were flying into the eastern side of South Dakota, and we had two right within, I'd say, a month of each other, two occasions where we had drone sightings like real close. And one of them was real close to the hospital. And we're talking 700 feet, 800 feet AGL. And, you know, and all I did was post on there like, hey, people, come on, let's be smart. Let's be careful. Let's follow the rules. You know, this is, you know, what happened. I personally experienced this, blah, blah, blah. And you wouldn't believe the remarks I got back to me. Mind your own damn business. You know,
Jeez.
hey, I didn't know when the last time, you know, we had to stay away from hospital helipads. And I had to write back to these people. It's like, you know what, idiots, number one, you were inside the Class B airspace. You were at 800 feet AGL. There was like multiple rules and violations that you broke. Air traffic control had no clue that drone was in there. Came within probably 100 feet of the helicopter. But everybody just had some kind of a smart remark to throw back.
And this is got.
Like, how smart would it be if you knocked down a helicopter carrying someone in? I mean, that's
Yeah.
See, now that
I'd like to
just,
hear the smart remark from that.
just goes to show that the person who took the footage has there's that many people who was just as stupid as him.
Yeah.
The ones that comment against what you've just said, just goes to show that there's other people that are willing to do exactly.
Absolutely. You know, and everybody just kept said, you know, why don't you shut up? Why don't you mind your own business? And okay, you know, but that particular drone pilot had two serious violations. One, he was inside the Class B airspace. Two, there was, you know, back at the time, there wasn't the land system. And secondly, he was 300-400 feet above the 400, foot limit.
The limit, exactly.
Yeah.
How could you even see him? How could you even see the drone at that height?
Oh, it was easily spotted.
Not
100 feet away. 100 feet away.
Yeah, but not from the ground.
No, from the air.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just
Right out the
saying.
window.
Is that what you were getting at, Don? Could you see it from the ground?
Yeah. Oh, were you in the helicopter, Ron?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
He's
crazy.
he's flying that high, even at 120, right? 400 feet. If you take your eye off the drone, or depending on the conditions you're flying in, I guess, but you take your eye off the drone and you move it around a bit and go to look up again, you'll go on some to find it. It's like, where the hell
Oh,
did
yeah.
that?
You'll never see it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I like that bottom light on the Mavic 2 Pro. Doink. Oh, there it is. Love that.
Hey guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Be right back with you.
I was doing a hyperlapse last night, Don, and I'm not kidding you, mate. I
Yeah.
think of you every time I do one of them. And
How fast did you go, Matt?
hey,
How fast did you go?
I did 120. I beat you.
Damn.
You're gonna have to try harder next time, mate. No, I did 375 photos, and it was over water, and I was just waiting for those clicks to finish. Just bring this bird back. Like, hurry up.
Yeah.
It better be some good footage, man. Let me tell you. Yeah, I went out flying to this weir last night and to get a sunset out there, but I'm not even going to use the footage, to be honest. This is funny too. The Mavic 2 Pro batteries, I whacked them down and I took them down to, I don't know, the last time they were, taken down so low. So I took them down to around about 8% each, right? Fully charged them, and off I went and did this flight out at the golf course. Now, I flew them down to around about 18 to 20% each, put them back in the bag, pulled the next battery out, and off I go. Anyway, when I pulled one of the batteries out just to check if I'd used it or not, there was no lights whatsoever on it. Nothing.
Never seen that.
Neither have I. So anyway, that's weird. So anyway, I took it home and I popped it on the charger and it charged up fine. I haven't put it back in the drone yet, but that'll be a test. I won't be taking that one too far.
But it makes sense, though, right? I mean, each one is 25%. So if it's below 25%, there shouldn't be any lights on.
Well, there will be. It'll be one light.
Only if it's 25% or higher.
No, the rest of them all had lights on them. No, and they were below 20. I took every one of them down to about 20.
Huh. That is kind of creepy, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. I've always had a light on every battery that I've ever had, no matter how low it is. It's always had a light on it.
Well, I guess you had it really low. Hopefully it's not
on its
way out the door.
Well, it shouldn't be. It's only had like 14 charges. It's not a very old battery.
That's creepy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I've had mine do the fast blink when I put it on the charger, which meant I can't remember at that time whether it was too cold or too hot. I think it was too hot. Hey, Mel, one of yours did it too.
Right. Okay. Is everything still all right with it? You've obviously probably charged it since then. That's really weird.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think how it works. If it's fully charged, you got all four. 50. No, if you're below 25%, I don't know. I don't know what.
You'll always have a light. Always have a light.
Yeah. Unless it's totally dead.
Unless it's absolute, and this is why I got worried, because unless it's got absolutely nothing in it. But as Mel just said, yeah, I haven't charged. I've charged it. I was a bit worried when I plugged it in. I said, "Am I going to get any lights on this thing?" I thought it had actually crapped it together.
Yeah, really be careful, because that could mean it's damaged in some way, so that it's not going to retain a full charge, or it might not attain a full charge and then drop really fast or something like that.
This is the thing. I want to have a good look at that. And this is why I'm not going to fling it out too far. And to be honest, I'll just run it in the lounge to start with, just to see how it goes. I'm kind of guessing that it might be okay. But I've never. Have you seen that a lot then, Don? If you've gone under 25%, you've seen a lot of your batteries with no lights?
No, I think I've always got a light, but
that's
can't
right.
Be sure.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Don.
Hey, Mel.
Guys. Hey, guys. Even at 3%, 2%, you still have a light that blinks on the battery.
That's right.
On all DJI batteries.
Yeah.
And
that's it.
if there's any doubt, I can put my DJI hat on and tell you again. DJI actually recommends when you cycle your batteries like that to bring them down sub 5%. So just stick it in the drone, take the props off, let the motors run till it gets battery below 5%, and then recharge it. That's how they say to do it.
Yeah.
I learned that with my very
How
first
often do-
Phantom 3.
How often do they recommend you do that, Mel?
They don't have a recommendation that I know of for frequency on doing that. They just say that if you're having problems with the battery, that's how you should recycle it.
Hmm.
And then if it charges up and discharges properly, evenly celled across the scale, then the battery's safe to use. If it doesn't charge properly, or one cell doesn't charge properly, or it doesn't discharge evenly, then replace it, is what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a way for them to sell batteries.
Well, somebody's got to sell them. If yours goes bad, I'd rather be at them than someone else that doesn't know how to make a battery correctly.
Yeah, got that dead right. Steve, the shaven Steve.
The shaving Steve.
Good.
Just for you, mate.
I'm glad
You have
that's
to
not
rub it across
I'm
the,
glad that's
microphone.
not a requirement all around, you know.
Yeah, no,
You're in trouble, Mel.
Hey, Mel, on that point that you were saying, what I've read up, they tell you don't get below 8%. And also, the other thing is every 20 cycles. So after 20 cycles on a battery, you should give it that reconditioning.
Really?
Is what's suggested.
Oh, well, on my very first drone that I bought from DJI, or DJI product that I bought, was a Phantom 3 Standard. And I could not get the battery to charge correctly. So I called DJI tech support. They walked me through the process, and they told me on the phone, discharge it to 5% and recharge it. If it doesn't recharge properly, then take the battery back to the store where I bought the drone and have them swap it with another package, out of my, and the store wouldn't do it. They wanted me to swap the whole thing. So I did, but that's what I ended up doing because that one actually ended up having a bad battery.
Wow.
The DJI actually told me, DJI support told me on the phone.
Yeah, they recommended
Below
every
5%.
20 every 20 complete flights, or I should say discharges of the battery, to recondition it after
And
20 flights.
I'll tell you something else. If you know how your app will tell you how many times that battery's been charged. If you don't run the battery below 30%, if you stop it at 31 or more percent, it does not tick a battery charge on the counter.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wait, what?
I thought it was higher than that, actually.
30%.
Is it?
Yep. If you if you go to 30% or less, it'll tick a count. If you go 31% or more and then recharge it, it won't tick the count in the app.
Oh, that's scary. Because I generally stop and fly back around 40, just because I fly always over water. So I don't want to take a chance.
That's a good place to head back from, especially if you're a long ways away.
Yeah.
I monitored it off from Air Data. That's where I monitor everything. So it records everything on there.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'll just talk about that point there. I was only understanding. I've got to look up to it and read it. But I was only understanding it was around about the 70% mark that actually happened, where it didn't record a charge, because I do a lot of flights where I'm well and truly back, because I'll run my 6 batteries, and generally I'll run them down to around about 58% and bring it home and put the next battery in, because if I don't fly that much, then I don't have to go home and recharge them and bring them back to the 60 for storage.
Right.
So I'll tie them down to that, and I'll leave them in the bag then. Now those batteries, especially ones for the Mavic Pro and everything, are still showing around about 50 or 60 charges on them, where the majority of time is they're nowhere near 30%. So
Keep
Maybe
a-
they've changed. Maybe
keep
they
a-
changed the spec.
Keep a close eye on that, because I actually tested it on some of mine and it did not tick a count unless I went below 30%.
Interesting.
Now I haven't tested that with the new Mavic 2 series batteries, but with the older ones, the Spark, the Phantom 3, the Inspire 1, if I didn't go below 30%, they didn't tick a count in the app.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
see, I don't know. I know a lot of people use a lot of different things, and I'm not going to agree or disagree. I'm going to stay neutral on that. But I don't use any information but the information from the DJI app. That's the software that's designed to work with this equipment, and so that's what I use. I don't use anything outside of that. And I know Steve uses AirData, and he talks about AirData, and he's told other people how to use and find information on AirData, and that's all well and good if you choose to do that. Personally, I choose not to. I use manufacturer equipment only.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting my information from too.
Mhm.
What I just spoke to you about.
And everybody, a lot of people use it like Litchi. A lot of people use Litchi, and I refuse to use anything but the DJI apps. I mean, that's me personally.
If you
That's
were to
a
have a
personal
new
choice.
drone, if you were to
What's
have a
it?
new drone and you were using Lychee, whoever wants to say it, and you lose your drone, is your drone covered through one?
Nope.
And say you get your drone back.
With DJI, nope.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's
Nope.
what I
If they can see in the
Data.
data information that it was, something other than the Go 4 or the Go app or the Fly app or the Scratch Your Back app, they'll void your claim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matt, I was going to say that link that I popped in there, that is the flight that Ron was talking about, the yo-yo. That is the flight of the Blue Angel flight that it'll take you there. It's been pulled off from Twitter and YouTube, but it was put up on Discord by somebody, so it's not on the social media, and you can watch the video there.
Holy moly.
That's
Yeah.
an attachment. That's not, what link is that, Steve?
It's on it's a link to it. It'll pull it down, and then you can play it on your player.
Oh,
Al Diaz, how are you, buddy?
Hello, Al.
100-mile quick ride.
He was on the two-wheeler.
Nice.
Yeah, pull it. You can pull it down
Oh,
and
so that's a
watch it on
download.
your- You can pull it down and watch it on a video player, and because that's the only way you're going to get it. It's been pulled off, and there's rumors
Good.
running rapid that he's been caught.
Oh, really? Good.
I doubt it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we want to.
Well, the dummy posted it on his Facebook site, so they know exactly where to get him.
Oh, sure. He made a Facebook site with his real name and address. Yeah.
No. It's dummy number one to do it, and dummy number two, like, let's post it to social media. Let's put it on my YouTube. Let's put it on my Facebook.
That's what
Yeah.
I said. The level of the moron here is just outstanding.
Mhm.
If I was to ever do anything like that, no one would ever see it.
Yeah. Well, in fact, today we had the Thunderbirds fly in to celebrate all the first responders because of this health issue that we have across the world.
Yeah.
And so I go up getting ready to go watch it where they say they're going to come in off this map. Yep. They came in off the ocean, and because where I live, if it comes up from San Diego, you're coming up from San Diego and it makes a turn and then it heads in on a I-5. I'm sitting on the hillside so I could see where they said they were going to go because I figured they're going to fly over the hospital over there. So I'm over there waiting with my camera ready to go. Oh no, they come in off the ocean at about 500 feet off the deck at about 450 knots. and they flew
Wow.
right on up the freeway, and then they banked out. I only heard them, couldn't see them, but
Holy shit. I'm sorry.
yeah.
You're looking at the link.
Yeah, I'm watching it, and they flew by, I'm going to say, unless he's using a zoom lens, within 50 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to
Crazy.
I've downloaded it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and analyze it a little bit more and find out if it's really real or if it's been photoshopped.
You can see the props in the shot. So,
Yeah, you can put props in a shot in Photoshop.
yeah,
If you wanted to make it look real, you'd put props in.
You can see the props in the shot there. That's real.
that footage is,
It looks pretty real.
that's not done in Photoshop, especially.
Curtis just said he's already done it. He's making up his second video now, right, Curtis? In the chat.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
Yeah, you want to add props. Yeah.
You know, when I click on that link, it goes to open a new tab, and then the tab just closes.
It should take you to
Right click it and say open a new tab, and then at the bottom save it.
It opens a new tab and then it immediately closes the new tab.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you use that Fruity computer though, don't you?
Hang on.
See, with a real machine, it doesn't do that.
I take it to a video player.
Actually, I see what it's doing now.
Matt, I'll tell you what I'll do.
I've got it, mate.
I'll share it. I'll play it.
I've got it. It wants me to download an MP4 file, which I will do right now.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Perfectly safe, I'm sure.
It is. I checked it. I wouldn't have put it out there if it wasn't.
I scanned it too before I.
Oh, what do I do? Where should I put that? Over here. What the hell? Why have I got a folder in here called GIMP?
GIMP is a photo editing program.
Well, that's why then. It's having flashbacks to my younger days.
From Pulp Fiction.
I'm sharing it for you, Matt.
Hey, thanks, mate. Now, there's no music on this, is there?
There would be a copyright issue because it's the theme song to Top Gun.
Yeah, I know, but there's no. Have you muted the?
Yes, the audio is muted.
Okay, cool, man. We'll just do that. Oh,
Wait,
please.
mine isn't
It's
muted.
playing. I hear audio. Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
You know what? That's at least a Phantom or a Mavic 2 or a Mavic series anyway, because it's got the upward-facing camera.
They all go up to like 15 degrees or something, or 30.
30.
Yeah,
Even the Spark.
the Spark.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never
Yep.
had.
Wait, the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't even the close shots.
A Spark can do that. I've never found that feature on the Spark. Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Here comes your close shot, Matt.
Now watch.
You gotta be shitting me. Piss off.
50 feet. 50 feet tops, unless it's a zoom.
What state was
There's
that
something
in?
about,
Detroit.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, really?
you know, there's something about that makes me think it's fake. Just because I know if I was flying that drone, even if I had balls of steel, I would be dropping my altitude.
No,
And he
you-
just sits still.
but Don, you're using common sense.
Oh, I forgot.
You forgot that part. Oh.
That's ridiculous. That's
You know,
absolutely
I just hope they get that person and they get down on cell block D with Leon. It says, "Is you or is you ain't my baby," and
Yeah.
you know, make it less. You know, make an example out of them.
That's what I say.
I hope they do. I really do.
They need to. They really need to.
And that's right too. Brett? Absolutely. Oh, I
Hey,
can't
Al.
believe that. You know, I don't know when you're flying, right? But when you're flying up to something, you're looking at your screen, you're not too far away, and you're looking at it, and you see some branches coming up on the right-hand side. Now, you know it's not going to be quite that close. But you're going to look up and you go, shit, that's a bit close. Now, you know, I'm worried about a twig. Now, having a look at that, you know, and the footage are like, oh, that's just ridiculous. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's almost true.
On the ball side, you got to admit that's some pretty badass, cool footage. But on the big side, good God, how illegal is that? I mean,
So the question, I didn't watch the whole thing through yet, but at the one clip I did see, it had some sort of a handle or there was some sort of a metal hoop or something right there. Did you guys see that? Almost as if he's standing on a rooftop.
Yeah, there's like
Do you think he
a
was-
ladder coming up, a ladder loop.
Yeah. Do you think he's just
Where?
holding the damn drone and he's standing on a roof?
No, they wouldn't be
No.
flying that close to it.
well, if he's using the
I
drone,
wouldn't think so either. But then with a
Yeah.
zoom lens, fake it out with props. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to have a really good look at this. Oh, no, let's just mute that, shall we? Oh,
You better hurry.
well, if he was holding the- I understand where you're going, Don, with that. But if he was just holding the drone, then why did he have the props spinning?
He added that later.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No.
Surely they would have had some sort of flight restrictions on that area if they were flying over there that low.
There were no flight restrictions for today. I was surprised because I kept on watching it. I had my drone with me there just in
Okay.
case if they were further
Okay,
across.
I saw what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
you know what? He's on top of a building. Absolutely.
but on the same token, guys, I think what needs to happen is I think it needs to be made public. Okay, this guy did this, and also the biggest thing is these were his consequences.
Mhm.
That needs to be made public.
Yeah.
So,
So-
that,
So the Victorian aerial vision says at 45 seconds, you can see that the planes are pretty close to the other rooftops as well.
That's
So
right.
maybe they were flying pretty low. Like,
Yeah. And he could have been in a zoom mode on it too.
Share it, Matt.
Okay, mate. Yeah. Yeah, that's the bit I was looking at too. Well and truly on a rooftop.
you guys agree, though?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think he was flying.
Maybe not.
That last shot, though, it shows absolutely no buildings at the height that he is.
Which,
But he didn't pan around this shot here. But he didn't pan around. Now, in saying that,
now, I do know that they were flying at times as close as 50 or 100 feet off of stuff, because I've seen probably 50 videos of the Blue Angels and who is the other one? The ones from the Air
Thunderbirds.
Force. Thunderbirds. And
Yeah.
they were doing flybys at a beach so close to the water that they were creating a rooster tail. Okay. I mean, 25, 30 feet off the water, just 500 knots, just screaming.
But that particular shot right there, Mel, is well above any rooftop. Well above.
Well, it's hard to say though, Ron, really, because I mean, there's some 300, 400, 500 foot tall buildings in Detroit downtown.
yeah.
You know,
yeah, that tower complex, the cylindrical ones are pretty darn tall.
Shit.
God, that's
Look at that. I'm sorry. I disagree. It's my opinion, but
maybe. But see right there, though, the drone, if that's true, I'd say that drone is probably at 800 to 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
based on that image right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Would you
Just
get,
looking at the ground, at the ground, yeah.
Would you
Well,
get-
maybe.
would there already be problems with wash from those aircraft?
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Eh.
point. Why didn't that drone wobble after that?
Well, I don't think. Here's a repeat of it. That's a still that was taken out of the video.
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
there was no. Let me go back right here. That's camera movement. Did you see the camera move up? Watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right here, the camera's going to move up.
Yeah. Awfully smooth.
Yeah.
Now, if you're yawing to the left that hard, would you get the left prop or the right prop in the shot?
You'd get
Wouldn't
You
you get the right prop? Because your camera's going to be kind of behind
Yeah.
your motion in your yaw, right?
Yeah.
and
So
and
not
the,
the
If
and
you're
other
the,
yawing hard to the left, the camera's dragging, trying to keep up with you, right? So wouldn't you get the right prop?
well,
That has the left prop.
I don't know about you guys, but I've seen them fly to where I've been within 200 feet underneath them flying on the top of the building. And you manually can't even swing around to keep a camera in focus. I don't see how that drone could have kept up yawing that quick. I don't know what drone
Oh.
they're using. You cannot rotate that quick when you've got an aircraft flying. At least those jets are probably doing at least 300 knots right there.
Oh,
But he didn't
minimum.
catch He didn't catch those on the yaw though.
No, they flew by and he caught up.
Yeah, and he didn't even catch up. If you
Yeah,
notice, the
but
footage,
watch. Yeah, they blow out.
Let me get back.
if you notice when he yaws around, he doesn't catch the aircrafts. I don't think.
No, he doesn't. He cuts
and
the
it's-
shot before he catches up.
Exactly.
See, they're gone.
That's not a very fast yaw.
Yeah.
No.
That's about a drone yaw. That's about the right speed for
Mhm.
Yeah,
for
it
a full
is.
stick yaw. There, I believe it was handheld. This, I think, was flying.
But wait a minute. Think about this. Right here, yeah, like you said, he's a good, I don't know, 500 feet up, right, off the ground,
Oh.
based on the.
He's well above that.
I think
Well,
closer to
let's just
1,000
say
based on
500.
this image.
But
Mhm.
spin it a little further on, and now he's got older buildings taller than he is in the next scene.
No, I
See,
don't understand your thought process. How can you go from handheld to flying that quick?
Because look at the. See here, he's on his rooftop, and there's buildings above him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something's fishy here because
That's what I think. I think
See
there's
that-
a good
see
there's a
that
good
building
job
that-
of Photoshop in here.
There might be. See that building they're flying over right now?
Yeah.
No,
I
I
believe.
see Stingray aerials. There, I
Oh.
see it.
Take that
dropped a
thing
little
off
bit.
of there, Matt.
Hi, Gary.
Sorry,
Okay.
mate. Yep.
See that building right there?
Yeah.
See the angle that they're flying past that building? And how close they are to it?
Yeah.
Watch the next shot. There's more than one person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a strong possibility. I think there's more than one.
Here's
because
here's the shot from the top of that building. That's what I'm guessing.
With the handrail and all that, right?
No,
And there's,
no,
there's
no. This
Oh
shot
no,
here,
the handrail's on the lower building.
This-
the lower building. Yeah, this is
see
the lower
that
building.
building there.
So he's probably standing on that higher building.
No, there's
Either
two different cameras, two different
big-
camera angles.
yeah, two different cameras, one low, one high. Yeah.
It's edited together.
Mhm.
This camera is on a parking structure or something. Okay. There's that building. Now here's the camera angle from the top of that building.
Well, it doesn't mean that building. It could be any other.
But
Those
look,
would be the tall one.
for the angle and the proximity, though.
The jets wouldn't be that close to the top of the building.
Oh yeah, they would.
No.
Well, if you look-
they
Oh
wouldn't.
yeah, they would. I'm telling you, Steve. I watched videos of these guys flying 50 feet off of stuff like this.
I know, but I've seen them too, and I've had them fly almost right over the top of me, but they're at least a couple 100 feet above you. And that's not 200 feet above.
You're right, Bob.
Yeah, you don't.
Something fishy.
That's why I'm saying. But see, if you look at this shot though, this other shot here. That building is the tallest thing around.
All right, pause it when it goes there. Boom, stop it.
See
Yeah.
that?
Have a look what buildings are around.
There's a building over here.
Yep.
Okay. And
Picture
if you're
box.
standing on that rooftop right there, shooting up a little bit of an angle, you're not going to see that building in your shot probably.
Yeah, I didn't see it at all. Yeah.
So, other question: can you just reel it back just a little bit? Because in the first shot, in the close shot, like where he's really, really close, there's a plane way off to their right.
Yeah.
Camera plane, something like that, right? But
Right
you don't.
there.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so you do see it. Okay, I
Yeah.
couldn't see it.
Yeah, that in fact on almost all of the formation plates that they did, they had a guy over here, and it's probably the guy calling out the commands, telling them what to do,
It's their spotter.
making sure that they all stay apart and all that,
Visual.
you know.
Because that plane is actually, you can see that one out there in the final shot too.
Yes,
So yeah,
absolutely you do. You'll see it.
Yeah, you can see him in this shot. Yeah,
See, there's
There
the
you
other
go.
one right there.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm
maybe it's a
thinking-
drone. Maybe
I'm
that's the
thinking-
drone.
I'm thinking this shot is from the top of that other building.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
But there's no other building
And the prop-
showing.
yeah, but
And the props are just
Because
the camera's angled up, mate.
camera's angled up too much. I don't know. Maybe this is higher than that other building. But this is a close shot.
Yeah.
And if he was flying right here, I'd like to take his drone and lay it in the street and drive my pickup truck over it. One wheel at a time. And I got 6 of them.
If he wasn't flying,
Casey's wondering about the props, and we're thinking that they might have added those in.
it was clear evidence. It was clear evidence. You know, I don't know.
Okay, let's look at something else. Let's look at the sky. I'd call that partly cloudy, right? Not partly sunny, but partly cloudy. That cloud stuff looks about the same, except this cloud stuff looks a lot more real than this cloud stuff does. There's my imagination.
Depends on where the sun was at and the exposure.
That's about right, I think.
All the exposure settings would adjust that.
You know, if you have an automatic exposure, the bottom line is, if you're stupid enough to put that up on there and then show your props running, you're asking to get in trouble. You're asking that shows that, oh, if you're just using your drone, they have those. What's that device you can use with your Mavic 2s? You know, where you can hand hold the drone itself and get your footage.
Oh,
yeah.
Why do you have your motors running? You're asking for trouble right there with the visual of your motors running.
But you have to admit one thing. That's an awesome damn photograph to have.
Oh, damn. That's a badass photo.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, if you had this footage, why on earth would you fake it to add a prop?
True.
You know,
Mate, people have done stupid shit like that in the past just to get attention. You know, people admit murder just so they get attention.
Sure.
I mean, you know, it's
I'd like to make another minor observation before I go out to have a smoke. This guy got exactly what he wanted because we've been talking about it for 30 mints.
that's exactly right.
his 10 seconds of fame.
In cahoots, whatever. And
Dude.
they're all laughing all the way to the bank.
now I'm going to go smoke. I'll be back in a
Sorry.
minute.
Righto. Ari, how are you, mate?
You want me to drop out so somebody else can come in, Matt? I'll see all you guys later. I'll just drop out and let somebody else have the spot.
Righto, bud. Cheers, man.
Bye, Mel.
Bye, Mel.
I know.
But first,
Take care, Mel.
you were talking about golf earlier.
Yeah, mate.
This guy brings a gorilla
Here we go.
to the golf course. He lets him out of the cage. And of course, right there at the pro shop where the first tee and everything is, there's 3 or 4 pros standing around because they just finished a round. And the guy heads toward the first tee with this gorilla. And the pros are saying, that gorilla can't play golf, does he? So, oh, yeah, he sure does. Want to see? Come watch. The first hole is a 570-yard straight line par 4. Okay? So you got to be on in 2, 570 yards. So the guys are like, there's no way this gorilla can play golf. It's just not possible. And the man says, well, you want to make some bets? Yeah, we'll bet. So they put up some bets, and he puts the driver in the gorilla's hands, and he gets the ball on the tee, and he gets everything lined up. And the gorilla rears back and has a whack at the ball. One shot, he's on the green, 570 yards. And the pros all shake their head and say, man, we can't compete against that. We can't, here, take your money. You won the bet. And they all start walking away. As they're leaving, one of them turns around and says, by the way, how's that gorilla of yours with the putter? And the old boy scratched his head and said, oh, about 570 yards.
Oh, my God. Oh, Mel.
Worth the wait.
So Matt, you're going to have to translate that into kangaroo language now.
Yeah, yeah, they stand up on their tail and they kick the ball, mate. And, they go.
And they carry an extra dozen balls in their pouch.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I got a little bit worried when that male kangaroo, he was laying down sunning himself, and as I went past, he jumped up. Now, when they get up, the big males, right? I mean, this wasn't a red. They're the big ass kangaroos we got here in Australia, but this was a big grey, and I was still around about about 5'6", 5'7" high, and they're built like brick shit houses. They've these massive shoulders and shit, and I don't know why, because all they do with those front paws is nothing, and they've got these big ass shoulders that look like they pump iron all day just in case. And they don't fight with these front paws; they fight with their back legs. So I don't know why they're so built. But this one jumped up and started hopping after the golf. I thought, oh shit! The golf cart, it would have tipped over.
That one I had on my front lawn. That was similar days. That was one of the Eastern Greys. That was a male, probably around about 5 foot tall, and it's amazing how thick their tails are too. They're really strong.
Yeah, they're.
So do people feed them like stupidly feed them, like people feed squirrels and stuff?
Yeah, they feed roos, mate, and I would imagine that most of these roos would have got fed too. The kookaburras definitely do, because they all fly down because there's got a low wind sheet on the golf cart. I'm just sitting there looking at my phone and I'll get this here and la la. Next minute, doop, 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 there's like 3 kookaburras sitting on the front of the golf cart. I've got no food, and they're just looking at me.
Well, they don't understand English. You have to write it on a sign, don't you, and hold it in.
Yeah, I've got to brush up on my kookaburra writing though because they couldn't read it. That was a little bit scribbly for them, like a doctor's prescription. Yeah, but
that's chicken scrawl, not kookaburra scrawl.
Chicken scratchings. Yeah, I really tame. All of them out there. All the animals out there are really tame. It's a
Hey, Matt,
man, great spot. Yeah, mate.
may I share something with you?
Just me or the rest of them too?
Well, everybody, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, then ask us.
Hey, everyone.
You've got a 10-second delay on this, right? Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case he swears. We have none of that, Ronald.
This is the way to shoot the Blue Angels from stills. But I got these actually when I was in over the San Francisco Bay, but it's with the still camera though.
Holy shit. That one's, he's had an accident. It was on his roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the props in that one.
Yeah.
You got to crop that a little closer next time. Oh, one of those crazy things.
Man, those things have had that many crashes. I'm surprised they're still using them. Not this, that other one.
Yeah.
Oh, they need some snow-capped mountains or moons or something in the background there, Ron. They better fix them up.
Yeah. Got some good shots. Steve, I was there for Fleet Week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'd been beautiful.
Oh, it's a good time.
Yeah. We would catch I've got some pictures, but they're put away. And because where I live is in Southern California, from where those photos were taken. But a military base here because of the Marine Corps with their ties with the Navy. It's a Marine Air Station, El Toro. Ron, you remember where El Toro was, right? Yeah. They put on air shows there all the time. Well, I worked on the first buildings that were going in around there as they started developing the industrial center all around the outside of the military base. And when they come in on a Wednesday afternoon. And we're up on the roof and we were working up there, not thinking much of anything. And where we are is at the very front end. So the runway if I was here at the edge of the building, straight on ahead would have been the main runway for the base. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this one jet comes over and this guy's banked over just like that shot that Ron had like this. And he's giving us the thumbs up. It about blew us right off out of our chairs where we were at up there because we were working on all this equipment. We were sitting on a chair. One guy fell over he had a bucket upside down. He falls off the bucket. This guy comes screaming in, goes down the runway. They come up and they bank around. They get back in the formation and then they start coming in and then each one peels off to land. And then the flight comes around again. And then the next one will peel in. And the last guy that went and buzzed us on that building, he comes by and he's tipping his wings back and forth like this, cocked at an angle like that again, giving us the thumbs up as he comes in and flattens that thing on down to go for a land again. So the next day, and I'm talking, he's probably 200 feet above the top of us. And so the next day is their dry run. And then they also do a late afternoon that they did for handicapped children and stuff like that they bring in. So they let them on base ahead of time before the 2 days that they run the air show. And that's when we brought the camera back. And he flew right over the top of us again, multitude of times with the group. We have some phenomenal shots like Ron got there.
I've seen
Very cool.
some videos from England where these guys they go and they stand on top of get on top of the mountains, and the English Air Force, they fly their planes in formation in between the hills, and they're actually filming them higher than the actual planes.
Yeah.
They fly through the valley, they're following the terrain. It's amazing footage.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those. It's unbelievable. But we just brought our stuff in for the next 2 days. We came in over the weekend, took our ice chests up on top of the roof and our food, and watched the air show from on top of the building.
Hi, Ari.
There's Ari.
Hello, everybody. How are we all?
Ari?
Oh, shit. I pushed the wrong button.
You let him in.
Reject. Oh,
Yeah,
anyway.
you sent the link to the wrong guy. See you guys.
He's here. He's here now. Damn it. I think I saw a question earlier. Was it Victorian Aerial maybe about the batteries discharging? Yes, they do, but I'm not too sure how far they charge down actually. But they do discharge over. You can set that in your app. I think it's 3's the minimum now on those apps. 3 days to start to discharge. I generally don't do that. I'll take it down to the 60% anyway. Whether it's there for a week or I'll leave it at 60%. I'll never. It's very rarely that the batteries will be sitting there for 3 months. Actually, the Spark batteries do. They sit there for quite a while. I had to run them down a couple of days ago, actually. So I just did battery.
Because it's under your bed or under your pillow.
It's not under anything, mate. It's not under anything. It's always out in the open. So I know. It's right. No, I don't go. I don't hide.
Get your Spark right down there.
No, I don't. She doesn't hide from anyone, mate.
Ari, I was thinking about you yesterday, buddy.
Uh-oh. Run, Ari, run.
I was driving up through the hills yesterday, and I was looking at all these different spots where I scared Art the other day, and I kept hearing your voice in my head going, Ron, you're a cruel man.
No, my voice is saying, good on you, mate. Do it again. Sorry, Art, mate. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I would have recommended he do it no matter who was coming to visit him. I missed the obligatory discussion about the Blue Angels, which is just as well. You know, that we've heard nothing about that all. But although Bob Casey and I want to know, you know, if the Blue Angels are so damn good and so damn professional, what the hell are they doing monitoring some poor drone? You know, they don't know that they should let that drone pilot have the free airspace.
Yeah.
Serious accident. His drone could be damaged.
That's
yeah,
right.
no kidding.
They should have fined every one of those
down the crowd. I mean, that'd be horrible.
fined every one of those pilots as soon as they landed back at base.
Well, it was ironic with the Thunderbirds flying today. There was no TFRs up. I kept on checking to make sure that they weren't going to throw one up at the last minute because of the flight route that they took. Because they covered from where I'm at. I'm halfway between Los Angeles and San Diego. So they came through there. They flew up the I-5. They came up the I-5. Then they turned up. There's another toll roads that they put in, and it went up the coast. And they took it up the coast, up as far as Long Beach, and then into Los Angeles. Came around through Long Beach, brought it back down into Newport Beach. And mind you, they're flying over. They were flying over LAX. They were flying over John Wayne Airport. And they're flying perpendicular. So they're coming across, perpendicular across the runways on these things. And I'm all I can say is I didn't see anything. And I was really astounded. They didn't throw up, TFRs for it.
Yeah, you'd think they would. Yeah. I was going to do look for that up here. We've got our acrobatic team is called the Snowbirds.
Yeah. And
they went over Ottawa, where I am, like right over my house. I think maybe it was Monday. I'm not sure. But they've been going all the way from the East Coast right across. I think they're in Edmonton now or somewhere about there. And I keep forgetting to look to see if they actually put NOTAMs up about that. We don't have official TFRs, and we call them NOTAMs up here. But I keep forgetting to look.
Well, I don't know if you can see this or not. A friend of mine was up a little further in Laguna Niguel, and I don't know if it's going to see it or not. What you're seeing, let's see, the jets, the folk area. You can see them down here. They're in the lower part. Oh shoot, they're actually in the lower part of the screen right there. There's the jets. And that's the vapor trail up on the top. That's how fast that they were moving. He said that they had to be doing at least probably right close to 500 knots when they were flying through there.
Don actually had those vapors coming out of his Mavic 2 Pro.
I did add those. I added the vapors.
On his fly.
But it is on my thumbnail with the vapors coming off.
Well, see, you got to remember, this is the Air Force. So they fly faster than the Navy and the Snowbirds do.
Of course, they never miss the runway and sink.
Hey, Bob, what do you want to know about the reconditioning, mate?
Oh, so Gary says there were no NOTAMs for the Snowbird. And why were there not? I mean, isn't that the whole point of having NOTAMs and TFRs for exactly this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there's a baseball game or football game, 5 miles.
Well, that's for television rights. Forget about people's lives, you know.
Matt's run away.
Droning Veteran said they flew over Utah.
No Jim, no Adrian. What happened here tonight?
And we're talking about drones as a result.
I know. Imagine that.
Adrian was in here earlier.
Yeah, I know. He came in for like 2 minutes.
Yep.
No,
Just to show it.
I'm sure his girlfriend showed up.
That's right. I logged into Jim's live on Tuesday our time, and we went for over 2.5 hours, and we talked about drones the whole time. Just goes to show you what a twisted individual Jim is.
That's right.
That is very wrong. That's just wrong.
Yeah, Gary's like, he says, yeah, they don't use ATSB either. Yeah, I'm coming in on an emergency night flight, coming in at nighttime to take out the enemy. Oh, beep, 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 here I come.
Please do not fly your enemy aircraft in this area.
And no fly zone on anything I've seen. Huh. Well, we've got Disneyland, which even with it shut down, it's still a no fly zone. And that went up in 2014 for all Disney resorts.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to fly over if it's even if it's closed down. It'd be interesting to fly over with a drone if you're allowed. Yeah.
Well, but I can understand why they would do that, because Dumbo, he's quite an, you don't want to hit him.
Oh, well, I actually worked behind the scenes there for construction for almost 5 years at Disneyland before they built Disney California Adventure.
Okay.
My company that I work for, I left to go to work for I worked for the manufacturer as a project manager to oversee the retrofitting of the fire alarm system for all of Disneyland and the hotels. And then we were delayed so much, they actually started bringing out what they call Disney California Adventure out of the ground. And we were supposed to be a 1-year project. So by the time I was done, I was 2 weeks shy of 5 years on site there working every day. Work day. And it's interesting to see all the behind the scenes stuff that you can see there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Steve, I've actually, and granted this is in Florida, but I would be so anxious to see the changes since I've been to Disneyland. Well, Disney World, Florida. I was there on my senior class trip.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love to see the changes, since then. You know,
Well, what was really funny is the senior project manager for the fire alarm manufacturer came out to see me, and he's from Florida. He's from Tampa.
right?
So I bring him in. I meet him at the front gate. Then I bring him in to through the side gate that we could get in through, and I get the credentials to get him in. And we come around the corner, and he goes, "What's this?" I go, "It's Main Street." He goes, "This is it?" Because at Main Street at Disney World is like, I've never been there, but he put it in. It's like about 5 to 8 times the size of what the Disneyland Main Street is. And he goes, "This is it? This is all the big hoopla?"
Yeah.
You just don't want to. You just don't want to go over to be in the back streets of the buildings in a small world. You'll be listening to that song for the next 2 days in the back of your mind, morning, noon, and night.
Thanks a lot for that. Thanks.
Hey guys, I don't see Rick Halber in the chat tonight. Does everybody know, is he doing okay?
Last I talked with him, he was.
Who's that?
Rick Halber. So
Yes.
make sure he's doing all right.
Yeah, you're right. I actually he wasn't in Drone Effects either. Was he in that, Steve?
No, he was texting me actually.
Okay, righto.
I'm gonna check with him right now.
Just checking up on him.
Yeah.
I think
I
I saw him on Mitch, the Old Guy on the Drone show yesterday. I think he was on there
Yeah.
in the chat. Yeah.
And he came over to
Thrown over his house through the windows.
He might be having a snooze. Might be having a snooze.
Well, let's wake him up.
I did. I don't know if were you here, Ron, but I checked in with Kenny because
Okay.
he hasn't popped in the last couple of weeks. Kenny, he's been a bit busy at work and what have you. I've sent him a link, and he may be popping in a bit later.
Yeah.
Couple of things worth noting.
He's
Couple of things worth noting. As of today, the Bay Islands are once again open for travel, and they've sighted the first whales of the season last week.
really?
Mm.
Wow.
Time to go
Were they
hover
wearing masks?
over him.
I think I
Have
might be. I might be sending a email to the Wildlife Department on Monday asking for an exemption on the 300-meter rule on marine mammals. I've had it before.
All right.
They,
When do you see them down there?
normally not for another 3 or 4 weeks. However, the first sightings off New South Wales were last week.
Okay.
And of course, every year everyone follows for the last 25 years the progress of the white whale Migaloo up and down the coast. They watch for it. But last year I was flying down on Ballina and with the Mavic 2 Zoom, and I didn't even see them, but I caught whales breaching in the very great distance.
Mhm.
So I thought about it then. We've got an exclusion of 300 meters. You can get an exemption as long as you give all of your footage to the Department of Wildlife, because they use it to record the whale migration.
All right.
Wow. So you're saying how much? 300 meters?
That's a very long way.
Yeah, we're 100 meters here in the States.
Yeah,
I just got a text back from Mr. Mustache here.
Oi, what's going on with him?
He's listening.
Is he?
Listen.
He's
Uh-oh.
looking.
He might have had a barber incident, the same as Chris Hope, and he's too embarrassed to come on.
Might have dyed his moustache green or red or something.
That was
That wouldn't stop him. If he did that, he'd get on there. Just
Yeah, right. Robin.
when Chris said that one night. Yeah, there was a slight error in judgment.
yeah.
It's like, Chris, what happened, dude? You had the best beard on YouTube.
He stuffed it. He stuffed it. He truly did. It's getting there. It's getting back again. So,
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, I'm gonna say goodnight. So, and good morning to those on the other upside down land, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, Don.
You
Take
Don.
care, Don.
Take
Bye,
care.
Don.
See ya.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
you
popping,
too.
buddy.
It's a long weekend here. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
The rain
good.
started. Yeah, and the rain started this morning, right on schedule. Anyways, we'll see you later.
Take care.
Good on you, mate.
And I don't see Rick on Facebook. He's not showing live, but I text him.
Yeah. Always like to check up on him, you know, make sure
Yeah.
he's okay.
Well,
Eric,
I know he had that flight that he did out to that building. You know, he not flight, but he drove out to Rancho Seco, out to the old nuclear power plant, and he put that up,
Yeah, I
which
saw
was
that
just the other day.
um,
one. They've got heaps of solar panels there by the looks of it there now.
Yeah, that's why I was kidding. I says, "Oh, they turned it into a solar farm."
it's
So
got
How's your girl Judy doing?
Is the nuclear plant that's non-operational now, is it?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
See this here up in Thailand, they can only go to 90 meters. I mean, that's high enough.
Yeah.
It's very rarely I ever get to 120 anyway, unless I'm like trying to get above the helicopters.
or the Blue Angels.
So yeah, 90's all right. 90's all right. It'd be interesting to see what laws they've actually got there when it comes to flying, the vicinity of people and over people and all that sort of stuff. But I'd love to get over there and take some footage in Thailand. Oh, you could go crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Some beautiful footage. I don't know if you follow a guy by the name of Jevon Dovey.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did that thing on that special for the elephants, and did that special that they hired him to do. That's spectacular.
Yeah. He does some good work.
Yeah, he's north of me here, about 60 miles.
Was a book tower. What's that mean by a book tower?
It's called the Book Tower.
What is that exactly?
The Book Tower. It's the tallest building we were looking at before.
Okay.
What was it called?
The question is the elevation of that tower.
Yeah. What's RC been up to? Eric, I haven't been on your channel for a bit, man. Oh my God. That's another one. Oh dear, I tell you. I'm just sort of catching up now. I mean, I'm answering people from, like a month ago now, because I was at work and I was just sitting there waiting for some shit to go down. And I was going through my studio app on my phone and looking at all the 3 or 4 comments that come onto my videos. And, I started to answer them. Like from a month or so ago. Oh, thanks. Gee. I guess just the last few videos, I've really been pretty slack on that. But and the worst part is when I put a video out and then I walk away and I go and do stuff and start doing shit around the house or whatever, and I come back and there's these comments, and it just makes it hard. Oh shit. I've got 20 comments here, so you comments, answer them, go to their channel, check their stuff out, and it takes time. If I put a video like last week I did, and I don't know, there might have been 10 or 15 comments, and I was sitting in front of the computer and I was answering them more or less straight away. So when the drib drab ones come in, it's easy to answer and catch up with everybody. If you let it go, it's like mowing the lawn when it's too high. You got to go for it twice.
476 feet high that building was.
476. There you go.
Really? Wow. Just sent a text to your brother in Florida, Matt.
Yeah.
Told him to get his butt on the live stream.
Yeah, what's wrong? He dropped. I said, your audio's crud. He goes, okay, I'm going to go fix it. And he hadn't come back.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for the video, Curtis. Now we know who it was that was flying that drone.
Oh,
Curtis,
I love it.
it's been you all along.
look at those props. Look at the props in the.
Looks like a phantom to me.
It is a phantom. Master air screw white ones on a
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Thanks for that, Curtis.
Post that on Facebook.
They got no sense of humour, though. Notoriously short sense of humour, those guys.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, Peter, it's been a tame evening. No Peter zingers.
No,
I'm having a zingerless night tonight.
he just spoiled that. Hey, Peter, I can't help but notice that there's nothing on your wall behind you, mate. What's going on?
What do you mean?
Well, what we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Don't go letting it out. But yeah, what? Nothing.
Oh no, because everyone's working from home. I did check some of the local stores, and that piece of equipment I need to buy, hardly anyone's got any in stock at the moment.
Oh shit!
Especially the home, the expensive ones you can get. The home sort of ones are virtually not available.
Okay.
I got a question for Ron. Ron, when Art was up there and you were driving like a maniac, if he'd had a heart attack and died, or there'd been a terrible accident, would there have been a fourth Amigo on the wall behind you? With a face that we all knew,
As long as you guys wouldn't have opposed of it, yeah, probably.
with a thumbs up.
I would have done it in his honor,
That's right.
He would have left Art out there to attract the mountain lions, just so he can get a good shot at them. Yeah, it's the equivalent of chumming the water.
Bait. He wants some more. He wants some more bald eagles coming in to catch him.
Oh, dude! I didn't look at the city. Play that again, Ari.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Chris Hope, how are you, Chris? Yeah, Chris is
Hope.
Hi, Chris.
He because he asked me where I lived, and I got a feeling he may have just Googled a picture of Brisbane, and he's put those planes in it. I wasn't looking at the buildings, mate. I was too busy worrying about the drone, with those planes dangerously flying so close to it.
I hate when that happens.
Oh,
The rudeness.
I know. What's wrong with them? We got that 400 feet. Piss off.
Yeah. 5 feet.
I was 401 feet above. That drone got in my way.
Yeah. Dear, that 1 foot always makes a difference, mate. Know that. You got it, Ari?
Yeah, just finding him now.
Yeah, kind of going up through that same area yesterday. And my passenger I had with me, Art wasn't happy with me here. He wasn't happy with me there. And
It is Brisbane.
I was flying a little close.
Oh, that's funny. I've actually flown there where they are right there. I've flown there. Off Kangaroo Point there, Ari.
Yes, the Millionaires Row for the yachties down there.
Yeah. They love drones there too, mate. Love them. Yeah.
Curtis, that's awesome.
Brilliant, man. I love that prop in the shot. Hey Ari, did you hear what I was saying earlier when I was flying out at the golf course?
No, I didn't, mate. I slept in this morning.
I was that's all right. When I was flying on one of the greens, because there's a green, there's the water, and then there's these houses. Anyway, so I'm flying over the green, right? Going nowhere near these houses. I didn't even fly over the water. Anyway, doing me stuff, la la la. I nick off to the next hole, and this bloke comes up on a motorized golf cart, coming up there, and he goes, "Oh, you're doing the drones." And as I said, I've got full permission to do whatever I like. But anyway. I go, yeah, mate, yeah. And he goes, oh, well, someone's rung up and complained that you're flying over their houses and there's children about. Huh? They should kidding me. I said, mate, I'm not flying over people's houses, dude. Unreal. My phone has got a better zoom than what my camera on the drone's got. Never
let the truth get in the way of a good beat up, mate. I nearly had a fist fight this week, and I'm not joking, over drones for the first time. It never got that bad.
Whereabouts?
Well, I took out the Inspire because I just needed to cycle the batteries. I'm selling it. I just don't fly it enough. And
a what drone?
The Inspire.
Okay. Yeah.
And I went up to the highest point of Logan City, which is Mount Taylor, behind me, and I live streamed from there. But I just wanted to fly up there, good view, and that's the area that they had the toxic waste hoo-ha back about 30 years ago, and they resumed all the land and sealed it with rubber capping. So the bowling alley what used to be the bowling alley up there is now a Islamic centre. It's got nothing to do with them being Islamic. It's got to do with them being an arsehole. The place is not open generally, but I got up there. There's one car out the front, obviously the caretaker or whatnot, and I'm setting up on the bonnet near the actual top of the mountain is on a little block of land near it. It's a council park, and the caretaker came out in his caftan and little hat and whatnot, jumped in the car, and I've got my back to him, and I can hear the car sort of idling up beside me, and the window comes down, and I'm not going to try and repeat what was said or in the way it was said, but I was told in no uncertain terms, asked in no uncertain terms what the hell I thought I was doing there, and I told him I was flying, capturing stock footage, and I was told to go. You go. Sorry, mate, I'm entitled to be here. And it got to, you go, I make you sorry. And at that point, I snapped and offered for him and I to have our own little private jihad right then and there. It got very, very heated, And, anyway, he ended up peeling out of there onto the road, leaving about 100 meters of rubber behind him. But, I've lived here within 400 meters of that place for 30 years, and he's telling me I can't go. My kids play up there. Yeah, that's the first time it's ever got really, really heated with me and a member of the public over drones. I've been questioned before, which I've always just answered calmly and quietly, and they've been satisfied and gone on their way.
So you're in a council park?
Yeah, well, I was in the car park going into a council park. Now, car parks are in the public domain, and the council park's owned by the council. It just happens to abut up next to the Islamic Centre, and he just obviously, and apparently when I came home, because I've worked a lot of years on my temper. When I was a young guy, you had to do something pretty seriously to set me off, like look at me sideways. I don't lose my temper, and I wasn't very happy. And I came home, I wasn't happy with myself, and I was talking about it to the family. And my son chimed in to let me know that he'd been bailed up there by the caretaker as well, by using the park. I think I'll be going up to the council tomorrow and having a quiet word with them. I don't care who they are. Mm-hmm. And literally only 100 yards the other way, we have the Sikh temple. And I love having them there. But every weekend we have about 700 cars parked in the streets around us. They send out parking marshals with little cones to stop their worshippers from blocking up the driveway. You never hear boo from them. They feed all of the poor around here. They're great neighbours. So it's got nothing to do with the Islamic Centre being a religious-based thing. It's just how bloody rude they are.
You know what? That makes me want to go up there.
Yeah. I felt like it's a shame I didn't have the Inspire in the air. I might have done a few low passes.
Hey, Matt, just a curious question for you. In
Yeah.
that one of the last videos you did with the golf course, do you have to keep a certain amount of distance from the kangaroos?
No, I don't have to. But I wasn't. Look, I'll tell you now, right? Those things aren't scared of anything. They've had lawnmowers going around them because they wouldn't move. They don't give a damn, mate. They're whatever. Now, I did punch in slightly on that image. I wasn't real close to them, but I did punch in slightly on that image. Not a lot, but I did. Yeah, I did punch in a bit on it. But they really don't care. And as I said, you know, there's one there with the Joey. Now they're pretty protective when it comes to that sort of stuff. Just no problems whatsoever. Didn't give a rat's, mate. They just walk up to them and walk around them, and they just stand there and they just nibble on grass and stuff. They don't give a rat's ass because they're that used to people being there playing golf and doing whatever.
Right.
They just don't care.
So I have a question, if I may. You're talking about a council park, and then you're talking about a car park. What's it for us?
No, well, the car park abuts to the council park, you know, and the car park serves both the council park and the Islamic Centre. But I don't know how it is in the US, but here a public car park is in the public domain. You can drive in there and park. So, you know, he had no grounds to complain. Besides which, his and my car were the only cars in a 200-slot car park because everything was shut down. So he had no grounds complaining about me being there. And he had no sway whatsoever over the public park. And the public park is only a park by virtue of the fact that there was a toxic problem there about 10 years ago with the tailings of an old gold mine, or 20 years ago, and it's been resumed and made into a park because they can't subdivide it. So hardly anyone goes there anyway.
Interesting.
Tim Jackson.
Yeah, so Tim the other night on Paul Murray did a live stream, and Tim was on there with him for a while.
I saw Paul Murray go live. Yeah,
he's similar to Ari. They make good flying partners because they could both do with a bit of a haircut, but apart from that, good.
The only difference between Tim and I is I've got decent internet. He's got a piece of wet string.
Whoops.
Yeah.
There's that photo that I tried to show on my phone. He just had his friend do a Photoshop that blew up the skies a little bit more, and there you can see the chase plane right there, and there they are, the 6 of them in formation.
Unreal.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what. Like I said, I couldn't see him, but I'll tell you what. There was no doubt they came by. You could hear them. And they were about a mile from where I was, and it just ripping through.
It's almost like the B-1 bombers here. It's Rapid City and somewhere in Texas. I can't remember where. The only 2 places in the U.S. that they have them.
Right.
When they fly over, you know it. Oh, yeah.
Only time we ever see them is like in once a year for the Rose Parade, New Year's, when they fly the parade, you know. They're awesome.
It's one of the neat things that I guess in 21 or 22 is when the B2, I think, is coming. And again, Rapid City and I'm not sure, but it may be Texas again. But they're guessing the economy here is going to climb 50%.
Wow!
I wouldn't put too much faith in that, Ron. They've been telling us our F-35s have been coming for 5 years. We still haven't seen one.
Really?
I think we got one.
I was very fortunate. I have a couple of friends locally in the military here on the base right here in Rapid City, but I got a tour of the B-1 about a year and a half ago. Incredible aircraft. You wouldn't believe the technology inside that thing is just unreal. Yeah. Quite an impressive aircraft, though.
They're wonderful, but you know, when you look at the F-22, for example, which is still arguably the pinnacle of fighters available on the air and in the air, they can't make them anymore because the electronics are so obsolete that they went out of production 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I agree. Yep.
It's just like they keep on retrofitting the B-52s here, and they're still flying.
Yeah, 70 years old and still going.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, Australia asked originally for F-22s, and it was turned down after a vote in Congress by a margin of 1 vote. So I don't know who that congressman is, but he needs a good uppercut.
Yep.
We were told you can have the F-35s, though they're just as good. Yeah.
The neat thing about the B1s, though, they're showing me they have I guess it's called like a heat shield that actually raises up out of the concrete. It's a big steel, thick, it's like a barrier.
Mhm.
When they go to take off,
Blast shield.
yeah, like a blast shield. They raise this thing up out of the concrete, and
Those B1s are pretty serious kit. And every time I look at one, I can't help myself, but I look at them and I think, you know, that's sort of like an F-111 on steroids.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the
Like-
F-111 was greatly unloved in the US, but we loved ours. We only retired them about, I think, in 2008 or 2009. We kept flying them for 50 years.
Mhm.
Right.
Is it that long ago now, is it?
Yeah, it is, mate.
Look at the Hornets now.
Yeah.
I went and saw
Yeah,
the Hornets when they first got them.
And we've got 6 Super Hornets. Sorry, Australia, your 75 F-35s are going to be delayed for 5 years. Here, have 6 Super Hornets to guide you through. Gee, thank you.
Just in case Tasmania attack. I'm gonna-
I say when Jim comes here in August, I want to take him over to the base and show him one of the B1s.
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
We had a couple of times because where I was at March Air Force Base, which is a SAC base, and the B-52s were there, and being medical aerovac, we were the ones that would go do the medical roll call because they were in compound lockdown, the flight crews for 90 days in the barracks over there. We go in for medical roll call, and because of the clearance to get in there, we had a couple of times that we had a couple of the SR-71s come in to land.
Mhm.
And that, you want to see a jet. It's like after they fueled it up to take off, you're just sitting there going,
yeah.
what's everything leaking? The fuel is just dripping out of the fuselage, out of the tanks.
Is that the base, Steve, over near the gal I dated from Rancho Cordova?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It's a big base there.
Yeah.
Oh dear! I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something.
Oh, thank you, Curtis. He forwarded the video.
Just let me do. What did I call it? Okay. I'll get that there.
Yeah, that's a SAC because we had 3. We were at the MAC base. That's where the flight surgeon's office was at, which was Norton. Then right, I mean, as a crow flies, we're only, I want to say maybe not even 15 miles apart. And then the TAC base, the Tactical Air Command base, was up on top of the hill in Victorville, which is now the retired boneyard for all the jets up there.
Right.
Yeah, and we've got all the airlines in the world parking their jets in the Red Centre at the moment.
Yeah.
Plenty of room from up there.
We charge them parking fees, but they're all broke.
Imagine him going along there with his little ticket thing, trying to put it on the windscreen. That'd be funny.
You put little chalk marks on the wheel. Yeah, I'll come back.
There you go. Chalking them. You've been parked for over 48 hours without moving this vehicle.
Oh, why isn't the format supported? Why isn't an MOV supported on my Windows computer?
It's supported if you have an application to run it.
Do I have to?
Windows Player would just the Windows Player would do it.
It didn't do it. I might use VLC.
Oh, use VLC. To turn off all the other ones.
Yeah.
Best player out there.
I prefer Media Player Classic, which comes with K-Lite codec pack.
That doesn't even like it. What's going on? This is the one.
Which one?
Curtis just sent me another one, and it won't play.
Oh, let me try it out. Let me try it on mine.
Even VLC doesn't want to play it.
Did Curtis just send you a link?
Yeah,
It's your computer. The bottom one he just sent plays fine. Let me check the other one.
yeah, the
it's
MP4 plays fine, but the second one he sent me doesn't.
Yeah, it's an MOV. It's an Apple format, QuickTime format.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't.
Hang on.
Like
Put me up, Max. Mate.
Oh, the one is of
yeah,
Lloyd's jet, the presidential jet followed with the aircraft.
yeah. That's
It plays fine on VLC.
yeah, that,
It's having the codec. It doesn't matter which player you're using.
yeah. Mine
One
doesn't.
just flew over and went back home again.
Yeah, he's out of guard for. Went out for pizza.
Did it play for you or no?
No, doesn't play for me.
Well, let's see. Here's the one that he just sent me right there. I'll share it with you. It's small file too. Oh, it's only 9.5.
That plays because that's an MP4.
Yeah.
I just played the other one. Did you see it play?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. That's the MP4 which played fine. The next one he sent through was an MOV, and it didn't like it.
Do you have a codec pack installed?
No, I haven't.
Just do a web search when you're off for K-Lite, KLITE codec pack. Install the standard one. They come in 4 flavors: basic, standard, and 2 above that. Install the standard one. Click next, and you'll play anything.
Okay.
Well, the one of Grumpy's jet is MOV.
Yeah, that one Curtis did. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
He does a hell of a job on his graphics.
Yeah.
I know. I'm still waiting for Adrian to send me some stuff. Although I could do the graphic and then just give him that file, and he can change the opacity and stuff like that on his own footage, if he wanted to. But you've got to know something about editing. So,
Not the rules, yeah.
hey, Adrian. Oh, he's not listening. He's only a 90%er.
Oh. You see what Curtis was saying now. If I was doing this for real, I'd animate the water and add reflections in the water along with the trailing smoke.
Yeah, man. What's he got here? Okay, here we go. That's come on. Yeah, okay, he's putting it into an MP4 now. Okay.
Jim, what you doing?
Hey,
Yeah, what is Jim doing?
Oh, he's posting. Are you waiting for your coloring to dry out?
Yeah. So I just heard that. Yeah, he'd have something's going on with that Mo this week. He doesn't want us to know about. Seriously,
He's got a mustache emergency.
he's having an emergency.
Never shave when you're drunk, Jim.
Yeah. Your friends will never let you forget it. Yeah.
Friends are good for that. Sometimes I'm like, hey, give me a few enemies, thanks. My friends are too common. Yeah.
6 months from now, Peter Carroll will come out and say, hey, Jim, you remember?
Come out of left field.
I don't know. Chris. You've been he's been the receiver of a, and she wasn't even drunk.
Yeah.
A little bit of Crown on the rocks, right, Chris?
Where's your toilets? Over there. Beer is good for you. It is good for you. I actually picked up a nice bottle of Irish whiskey yesterday.
Really?
Oh,
Did you put it in?
What?
yeah, it was $60. I did put it back down.
What was it?
I can't remember. Hang on 2 seconds.
Oh, he's going to pick up the empty bottle now?
Yeah. Well, he's crawling around on the floor trying to separate it from all the other empty bottles. Hang on, I slept over there.
Yeah, when St. Patty's Day came in, our local Costco, which brings in all and throws a sale up on Irish whiskeys and stuff.
There
Proper
you go.
12. Never heard of it.
Proper 12.
So how is it?
It's good. Oh, it is really nice. Really nice. Too nice. I didn't have much, I had a couple of glasses out of that.
Yeah.
Good on the rocks. And this is why I always test the whiskey on the rocks first, or even without ice. And that gives you a good idea of what it's like. Because
I knew I should have gone and visited Matt yesterday.
Sorry.
I knew I should have come and visited you yesterday.
There you go, Ari.
I went out flying yesterday, Ari, to the Mount. Oh shit! Where am I?
What was that? Yeah.
Only two sips, huh?
That's all it takes for this shit, apparently. Mount Crosby Weir, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'll go get some nice sunsets. Not going again. I did a time lapse sunset thing, but that was about it. That footage will never be used anywhere, I can imagine. Not good. Didn't like it. Too many hours.
Don't think Thomas is a fan of that whiskey you had there. What he said, I understand what
Conor
it is.
McGregor's stuff. Okay. Yeah.
Holy shit, Thomas! Mate, he's bagging. Too. He's bagging the Guinness. He said that's shit, and he doesn't like my bloody whiskey. It's bloody smooth as, mate.
You can tell that it's been put up by an Irishman. It's something
Peter Carroll.
if the Australians had made that, it'd be called something like "Cop This, You Bastards."
Yeah.
You ever had Redbreast, Matt?
Oh, only when on the sand, especially when I lay on my stomach.
I take it you've never had it then.
No, I think Tomas is pulling a Peter Carroll, laying there silent, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
I know. He's bloody. I can't believe he doesn't like that. God,
I was just going to ask where's he been? Because I hadn't seen him around for a while, and then all of a sudden he pops up.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask Thomas something, right? Okay, what is your best beer that you drink, if you do, or if you drink at all? I don't know. Beer or what is the Irish whiskey that you would recommend? Oh, man.
Well, he doesn't drink. I can tell you this: he doesn't drink Guinness.
Well, I know that. He already cracked me about that a few weeks ago. Paul Murray, how are you, buddy?
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Redbreast puts out a couple of them, and one of them they got a hold of from the cask from Spain from a sherry distillery, and they aged the whiskey in sherry barrels. And the other one, they aged them in beer casks.
Okay.
That's my boy. Come on.
Yeah, Paul Murray's another one with the Mavic Air 2 as well. Did his first ship video on that the other day. I think just earlier today I saw his first ship video with them
Yeah.
with the Air 2. Looks
Tilly's
pretty good.
You done playing around with that there, Matt?
It's not often, Ari, that we see this anymore.
Cool.
No,
Yep.
that's right.
Well, it's Irish. You don't expect them to have invented a screw cap.
Oh,
Sorry,
That's,
Phil.
that's too much machining.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Peter, that Air 2 is a nice bird. I got mine yesterday.
yeah. Yeah,
I just
looks pretty good.
understand that,
As I said earlier, it's a huge improvement over the original Air.
I just understand
Blue Press
when you
before.
charge batteries, you've got to charge them correct. I can tell guys, I've met Tim face to face. He's still got blue balls, and it's likely to persist for a number of years yet. Sorry, Tim.
Hyperlapse only, Mel. AK hyperlapse. And no, I haven't shot it yet. I'm learning the apps. I have got all the batteries charged up, upgraded all the firmware, and took her out to let her stretch her legs after being boxed coming in from China. And I'll tell you what, she's quiet, very quiet.
What is this? What is this? Really? That's always good. I love it. I love that. I'm not too sure if anyone's seen this, but they've been really really come a long way with not with the real planes, but these some of these RC ones, the old World War II birds and all that sort of stuff, and they've got cameras that they turn and all this sort of shit. As you turn your sticks, they're totally independent, but it's got hands on the stick and all that sort of stuff. And you turn the camera as you're banking in to come into land and all that. Oh, dude, I'll tell you, what a view, man! What a view! It's a full RC plane.
Belt every day, and there was like 3 things that always drove me crazy about belts. You have all these holes, but you only use one of them. This big flap hanging off the front, and it usually.
What was that?
That was me. Sorry.
Ron.
I'm
Ron.
not sure I would have owned up to that.
I wouldn't have either. Unbelievable.
Green
Yeah.
room.
Time in the green room. Have you learnt your lesson, Ron?
Yeah.
Did you see Adrian in there while you were there?
No. I was looking for him, though.
He'll be in there. He'll be in there somewhere. I don't drink Rockshore Lager or Carlsberg. I'm not a whiskey drinker. Okay. Well, how do you know it's bloody good? That's why he's not a whiskey drinker, because he doesn't like whiskey. And now he's telling me my whiskey's shit and he doesn't even like whiskey.
No, but read on.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't finish the book. Where are we? Redbreast. Okay. Right. Okay, because my brother's wife is Irish, and they've got some, I don't know what they've got there. They've got all sorts of stuff. But they drink a lot of Irish whiskey.
I'll be right back.
Green room for Tim Jackson too. I think after that comment,
Tim Jackson, what did he write?
I can ban him. Can't I? I can ban him.
Oh, Mr. Hope.
Hey,
There he is. The man, the legend.
How you going, buddy?
I finally woke up.
The best beard of YouTube. There he is.
What's going on there, mate? You come up, you get up for a pee, did you?
Had to get up and go to the restaurant. That happens when you turn 50. Remember, Matt?
I do.
Just
I
be
do.
grateful it's not Adrian, or we would have got him joining the stream from the restroom.
Well, his stream would be his stream, wouldn't it? That
try.
Yeah, he'd be lathered up.
he would be.
Matt, what happened to Adrian? He came on in the beginning and
I have no idea, mate. I have no idea. He got on, and then he goes, oh, I said, your audio's really shit. And he goes, I'll come and fix it. and he never popped back. 12. Yeah.
What
Okay.
house? What house was he at tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. All I saw was a ceiling. So I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, well, I can figure it out.
Yeah. That's what he's afraid of, Chris. He saw you in the chat and he's like, oh, Chris Hope, man, coming in by chops. And
Him and Rosie probably had a date.
Hello, brother.
Oh, your brother Steve.
How are you?
I'm
And here,
good,
and here is the one that they age in the sherry cask. This is something for late at night, and you good cigar and kick back and relax and sip on that.
Yeah, dude, they've got a nice whiskey liqueur. I mean, we don't. I can imagine Jim going off about me using the word liqueur. What's that shit? What's that shit? What's a liqueur?
say Marty or something, you know.
So anyway, and that's a similar thing. And there's
hey,
another.
you said it right.
You can see that, hey.
You ought to hear me say it.
What's that girly drink? Yeah.
Fufu.
Yeah, that's right. What's Thomas sending me? I bought this a few weeks ago. Rowan Co. Okay. Dublin. I'm going to keep my eyes out for that one, mate.
Yeah, speaking of, man, I haven't seen your girl Margie on here tonight yet.
I know. I think she's too big now. She's too big. She put a photo up on Facebook of her first pay from YouTube. You know what Indonesian money's like. It's just wads of cash, which really isn't worth much. But there's all this money all over her bench. So she's making her cash off of YouTube now. So she doesn't need us anymore, which is quite sad because,
So you moved down the importance line, huh?
I think so. No, she has been commenting though on my videos, so she hasn't deserted, completely.
It's always good to see her in here. I don't see her though.
I know she's not. Margie, are you here?
Margie. Where's Margie?
What else have we got in the chat here? What's going on?
Hey Matt, even though Tim's sort of insulting me, but there in chat, I think he could use a blue wrench.
Tim, so you can time him out, is that right?
Oh no, I can time him out without it.
Anyway, yeah.
I can fix it.
Here we go. Tim has now got one.
Good night, Mel. Take care.
Yeah. Good night, Mel.
I'll see you, Mel. Thanks for popping through, mate. Thanks for popping through.
Yeah.
It's some good
Have
info.
a better day tomorrow, Mel. I hope those Blue Angels stay away from your drone.
Yeah.
No.
Ask him nicely.
Yep. How many times is it Margie or is it Margie?
Yeah, I know.
That night that you guys were going off on that was my stomach was sore the next day.
Jim started to roll that night.
Yeah, man.
Oh my Lord! I tell you what, it was just a roll is right.
Sad thing is, we still haven't worked it out yet.
No, actually, to be honest, hope Jim's not listening. When
He probably is. Go
when
ahead.
she, hey, what was that, Ron?
He probably is, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I hope he's not. Jim, if you're listening, nod your head. Yeah. So, anyway, so on one of her live streams, she goes in her language, whatever, and then she goes Margie. So she said Margie.
Oh.
She didn't say Margie.
Ah.
But don't tell Jim.
I'm sure he heard that, and he's going to remember that.
No,
Oh, come on. It's taken him 6 months and he still hasn't remembered that it was Monday and his heart stood still.
No, he'll remember that. There's a chance to get one up on Matt. He will remember that.
He will. He will. Don't you go messaging him, Imran.
I would never do that.
Be on the lookout, Matt. Curtis has got something coming your way in 10 minutes.
No, no.
Coming your way in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I knew Curtis was sweet on Matt.
I told you they'd find out.
He heard you.
Oh, shit.
He was listening, Matt. I told you.
Oh, there goes that then. Look, he's even written it wrong. Margie. See? See?
You can't get nothing past him, man.
Still didn't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
What day was it?
Exactly. Yeah, get that right first, Jim.
The day he's got is right. It's the matter of whether his heart stopped or stood still. That's the problem he has.
Oh, geez, I tell you, you know.
Do Ron, or do Ron.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of Crown in that mug there, Chris?
No, that's pure Cuban gold. I mean, Colombian gold there.
Cuban gold.
Oh, Gary's looking for something from Cuba again. He's ready to go back when COVID-19 resides.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just show you this in a second.
Hey, Chris, I finished up that sausage, buddy. Oh,
Yeah, I gotta go see my man. Get me some more. I got some chicken sauce. He had chicken sausage last week. If you've ever had chicken sausage, it's good.
yeah. That was good stuff, buddy.
Oh my gosh, Curtis.
What is that?
Oh my gosh. Here, let me share this with you. You just popped another one over.
I got it up here, dude. So
Oh, you do? Okay, never mind.
it's
Oh, smoke show.
It's just going to be Sandra at the fly next.
let me tell you, that pilot is sacked. He's nowhere near his runway.
And the worst thing about that is he has no power to get himself back up.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. And look, he's got no wheels down. He's going into the river. He's going to go stone skipping.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, shit a brick.
A little rough on the edges, though, Matt, when you do that.
Let me
Havana Club rum.
find it. Mate, bricks are nothing.
Yeah, they're nothing, all right. Ari, how you doing, bud? Ron?
Good, buddy.
Peter?
Yeah, doing pretty good, thank you.
Steve? I guess everybody's had a good week.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Steve earlier in the week. He sounded happy.
Yeah.
Matt, you have anybody in the batter's box at all?
No, mate.
No?
So you want to jump, do you?
I don't know if anybody was waiting to get in or...
Are you bored, Ron?
No, not at all.
Because you look bored.
No.
Yeah. You look bored most of the night. So if you want to go, it's okay.
That's relaxed, Ron.
That's the relaxed Ron. I'm no work with three amigos.
You gotta
A glass of wine and
Where is his
Life-
Where is his red? That was funny as shit that night. Now you had one or two or whatever, but you were tired as shit, and it really sort of hit you. Anyway, you were blabbling and blurring, right? And we were paying the crap out of you, and you didn't
I
even
know.
realize it. You didn't even realize it. If you watch that replay, we are caning you, and you just keep going.
I know, man.
He kept asking you the same question. So what's that lens again, Ron? And you went, oh, blah, blah, blah. That was funny as shit.
That,
Yeah,
that was Steve putting Jim up to that too, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah,
think so.
Steve was on that all over in chat.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was more tired that night.
Yeah, well, that combined with the red, because the reds, I mean, even if you haven't eaten much too, I'm not sure how much you've eaten, but if you haven't eaten much, you can have one glass, mate, and you'll be going, hello.
Huge. Yeah. Yeah. I actually watched the replay on that. I'm like, oh, dude, that was embarrassing.
Oh, you did you? That was funny as shit. And I'll tell you what, another funny night when Art was doing shots, and he jumped on the show, and the more shots he had, the more he couldn't talk. And he was have another shot, mate.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah, remember the last time I had some wine on Rodney's show there. 'Cause I use a big glass, and I actually it was about a bit over half full when we started, and I topped up about halfway through the show, and I think when there was only about 2 inches left in the bottle at the end.
Oh,
I've got to negotiate about 3 stairs to get back down to the living room down there, and that was had to be real careful there.
Yeah, I tell you, I think I remember that night, and you had the rosy glow going on and all, mate. Yeah.
I remember watching that afterwards.
You know what? It's
Did Tim Jackson say Ron looks like the guy from the old Twisted Sisters video?
you look like that? Ron looks like the guy that Twisted Sister videos. Well, there's. I bet you've never been likened to one of them before.
Can't say I've ever seen one of those.
I've done a bit of sister twisting in my time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The old Tokyo, yeah.
Wasn't my sister. Was someone's.
So, dang, Steve, heavy in that tapping over
Steve, go for it, mate.
What's that?
there. So you heavy into that tapping.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I didn't turn the gain down on the mic.
That like bust a hole through your keyboard.
It's on a pull out on the desk, so it's not, solid.
The old Adrian must be with what's her name? Sweet Rolinda.
Sweet Rolinda.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
He was Rosie.
Rosie. Palmer. 5 friends.
And her 5 buddies.
5 buddies.
Because he's got all that moisturizer on his hands, from
It starts with an R, Ron. Rosa, Rosanda, Rosinda,
Rolinda.
Linda, Rosie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not fooling us old guys.
There's no prejudice, mate, when it comes
No.
to.
No.
Especially when it comes to that young man.
Yeah.
You come on, everybody's fair game.
He's gonna hi-hat in his live stream.
Yeah.
You have what?
He's gonna hi-hat me in his live stream. I'm gonna wear a support the man. He's gonna hi-hat me.
Hi-hat you?
Yeah. Not acknowledged.
Oh, okay. That's a different term. I've never heard that.
Yeah. Use that on him next time. See if it blows his mind.
Yeah, all right.
Shouldn't take much.
No. If it blows that bit of mind up, he'd probably have nothing left.
Smoke ring coming out of it.
Chris,
Yeah,
you were good last week, buddy. on Adrian. You're on him like Leroy on a crotch rocket.
I told Matt I needed to publicly apologize to the young man because I got pretty salty with him. But it was worth it though.
Dude.
That's probably why he hats me now. Well, I got Chris Hope where I want him. I don't have to acknowledge his existence.
Was that on Adrian's live?
Yeah, on Adrian's live.
Years. Last week. Oh man. That was awesome, dude.
Oh, he's a good kid. He's good for it. He's got a good heart.
Yeah.
Some people would just hang up.
He has. He puts up with it.
Yeah, he was taking a good swing and a miss.
Hey, that's Craig. Hey, Craig, how you doing, buddy?
I've got a live stream from him from 1 week ago. Was it the one he just did?
It's been it's probably a couple weeks ago now.
Couple of weeks, right.
The one I remember.
Okay, so that was 3 weeks ago. Was his last one prior to the one that he did a week ago?
He was on his cell phone because it was stuttering and stopping.
Oh shit! Well, he gets better out of his cell phone than what he does on his computer. For some reason, probably because he's not using. Because I talked to him today on Messenger, and he's got ADSL or DSL, so he's copper all the way. So there's no fiber optics, no nothing to his place. So he's very limited with what bandwidth he can actually get. Chris is back. How are you, man? Shameless plug. Plug away, my man. Plug away.
Uh-oh. Curtis is going at it again.
Not another one.
It'll probably be the Titanic this time. The water is 300 foot below you, son. Keep going.
Don't drop the necklace. Close.
Oh.
Close.
Adrian.
I was just looking at the video that Tim Jackson referred to. This is Ron on.
Oh, on Twisted Sisters.
That's great. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
he kind of does, don't he?
Yeah.
Matt, I'm going to have to drop out. Got it, buddy. I've got to be somewhere now, but thanks for having me in.
All right. Take care, buddy.
You take it easy, everybody in the chat, and I'll catch up with you all a little bit later.
Good to see you.
All right, good to see you. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Adrian just messaged me. Where are we?
Where's he at? Get his little butt in here.
Yeah.
Adrian.
Kiwi.
What do you call it? He called that the Harlem Shuffle. That's what we need to see.
Harlem Shuffle.
Should I say get in here for a sec? Chris wants to say something to you. Is that
yeah.
Right?
See if it works.
Jim, I don't know if he's having a mustache emergency or
right in the middle of dying it.
Yeah.
He's supposed to do that live, to be honest. Months ago that he would do that. And he just hasn't come through. I mean, Adrian's electrocuted himself. We've had the Adrian cooking show and all that sort of stuff. And it's all happened. But Jim will not die. He's Mo live.
He needs to do that. We need to have a live Jim, and this
Yes.
Clairol, or what's the
Yes.
boy? No, what's the other product he uses?
See, there's Grecian formula.
Yeah.
Grecian.
Yeah.
Me and the boys.
I mean, if Adrian's willing to do it, man, do the electrocution, the whatever else he does. Jim, come on. I know Jim's listening.
Oh, that's great, Curtis.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like that. That's a beauty.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's one for Jim for his logo.
There you go.
It is. Here we go. I'll just take that back there. I like
You'll
that.
see what we're talking about real quick.
Whoops. I'm pushing on the wrong screen. The Enterprise. Actually, that would make Don happy.
Oh, I love
Don would love that.
it. Poor Chekhov.
Oh my gosh.
Good one, Curtis. That dude is talented, ain't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I wish I had half his talent.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Well, many years of working at it.
Yeah.
He's forgotten more than I'd even begin to learn.
Man.
Well, at least you can have fires outside now, mate. Make sure that doesn't go past the paddock, though, eh? Otherwise, I won't be able to fly up the coast for another couple of weeks while I put the fires out.
Yeah. The last thing you guys need over there is another fire.
That's
Actually, he can probably start a fire anywhere because everything else is just burnt, so it won't go anywhere.
it's all gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Is it winter? It's winter time for y'all, right, Matt?
Oh, coming into it, yeah, June, I think, starts in.
When did that finally end, Matt?
Oh, look, it petered out probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, Pete. What do you reckon?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think they're probably early March or something about then. I think
Yeah.
most of them were over by then, I think.
Then the pandemic showed up.
That is your
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
fall.
Hey?
That is your fall time, or
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
okay.
But the fires gave it a bit of help, so the leaves fell off during summer this year. So, yeah. Yeah, it's quite horrendous how much was actually burnt, but it'll pop back again, you know, as it does, and come back lusher and greener than ever. Because all that ash and everything is fantastic nutrients and stuff in it.
Yeah, with the nitrogen. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it just sinks back into the soil and just goes, "Thank you very much."
Yep.
Off it goes. There's actually species of plants here in Australia that if they don't get burnt, they can't reproduce because of the seed pods. And once they go through a fire, then they drop back down, they start growing.
Steve, is that the same for the sequoias, if I remember right?
Yeah.
They need that burnt. What's the word I want to look for? The rejuvenation, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Reclamation.
Dude, you can anyway, mate.
Yeah, one thing that will take a long time to recover is the wildlife, because they lost, I think, just because of the extent of the fires, they lost a heap of wildlife.
You guys lost a lot, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Curtis, you got a camera and all that sort of shit ready to go, mate, or what? Like to have Curtis on.
Yeah, it is. And like Matt's saying, the same thing for us here in California. It's a double-edged sword. You're happy for the rain, it goes through, and then you get the lush green growing, but then summer hits and fuel for the fires.
Yeah, it works, you know.
Yeah, because you're in a bad area there for fires, aren't you, Steve? In California, they get some really bad ones there.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we're pretty fortunate where I live. It's north and inland usually, and south.
Okay.
Because where I'm at, I'm halfway between LA and San Diego. So LA, and then what we call the Inland Empire, what they call around Riverside, San Bernardino, and the mountains up through there. And then inland from San Diego, there's you get into the desert, Chaparral area there, and horrendous fires over there. Because the big one, it's been a long time. It was called the Rancho Bernardo fire. They lost 30,000 homes there. Out there in that area way back when. But like the big fires up here last year, I mean, the whole town is gone. I mean, completely gone.
What was that one little town, Steve? The you guys lost in California, the whole town.
Paradise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My it's up. It's just northwest of Sonoma, because my friend of mine lives in Sonoma, and they live on the outskirts, and him and his neighbor are there, and they were told by the there he is, bringing it in.
Bragging again.
Here we go. Nice, man. Look at that.
Too cool.
That's
Could
awesome.
be gone before the intro stops playing.
I don't think I could do that on DaVinci.
Yeah, it's not a DaVinci thing.
No. No.
I think they have Fusion though. Fusion, you can do it on Fusion.
Can you do that on Fusion?
I think so. I haven't tried it.
Because I'm using Fusion at the moment, learning all the stuff in it and all that. Firstly, g'day, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Nice to meet you. My God.
Well, it's nice to meet you guys as well. I've been in the chat for freaking ever. It's like, come on, invite me in.
Howdy, Curtis. How are you?
What's going on, Steve? Chris, how you doing, brother? Peter?
I know, mate. I know you've been hanging around for quite some time. Normally, I look every now and again. I say whoever into the chat wants to pop in and all sorts of stuff. I think maybe even a month ago, I was looking through one of the playbacks, and you said something in the chat there too. I thought, shit, yeah, I've got to get him on one day. And sure enough, and it's probably filled up a space a lot better than Jim does too. So that looks fantastic.
Just don't start that. Just don't start that. It started on a Monday or whatever it is you guys did.
Yeah.
I'll be okay as long as we don't go down that road.
Yeah.
I know. We're looking a little bit, or you got to break us into it easy enough, because Jim's got that big stash. You got one here, so you're breaking us in easy. Next one to be in that spot won't have a stash at all.
Right.
Yeah, you're doing all right there, mate.
Yeah, talking of Jimmy's leaving us, he's just said
leaving
goodnight.
Oh, look at that. You brought me in and Jim leaves. Come
Oh,
on, Jim.
He's jealous now because you've got his spot. Thanks, Jim.
Well, I can leave, Jim. I can.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for popping through, mate. We'll catch you Tuesday night, mate. I'll catch you on your show.
And he does not look like Joe Dirt.
Lloyd. Oh, dude.
He
That
does.
was badass, man.
I'm sorry, Ron. I couldn't say that again. I'm sorry.
That stuff you did for Lloyd for his presidential campaign. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was Grunt Force One.
Oh, yeah. I can show that stuff to you guys if you want
Oh
to see
man,
it.
that was
Do
pretty.
that. Yeah, do that, dude. Just mute the mic or whatever.
It's everything that I do is my own audio.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see. Where did I put his stuff though? I've got like 3 projects going at once, so I got to remember I put his in election stuff.
Election campaign 2020.
Yeah, literally, that's what it is.
Oh God! Oh my God! Somebody's gonna write in Grumpy for president.
I'm gonna do it. So I'm new to StreamYard. How do I share? Share screen. Share screen.
They'll ask you to pick the screen you want to share.
Yeah, then click on that. There you go.
Okay, share screen, application window. Let's see.
Make sure you click that the audio. There should be a little audio tab down the bottom too if you want to play audio.
Is it glitching on you guys?
No,
I
we don't see anything.
can't see that yet. Just white.
Yeah, I think it's
There you go.
messing up. Let me try a different player. Open with.
Tim Jackson, that is Mr. Curtis Dart.
It is Curtis Dart. It is. It is.
Now let's go to share screen. It's giving me a prompt here, and let's try that. You guys see that?
Okay, that's grade. There we go.
You know what? It's right on top of it's right on top of my play button. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Vote for me. I'll set you free.
By the way, I went the extra. Let me back this up. I dropped the wheels down too, if you notice that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
When you're coming in for the landing, and then when
Yeah.
you're on the runway coming in, that's awesome too.
That's coming up here.
Yep.
Looks like X-plane.
You know, the smoke coming from the tires, and oh, dude, that was.
He almost hit my drone.
I got to do something like that for Grumpy. I mean, it'll be topical. So I'm gonna have to
Oh
sit down
yeah.
That's awesome. I love that, man. What did you do to get the plane and stuff? You know, because that obviously looks like flight
So
sim stuff.
There should be. I should have some more here.
What program did you use?
Hang on one second here. Let's see if I can do this again here. Share screen. Well, this is a complex little program here. Oh, it's glitching again. Hang on one second. Damn it. It doesn't want to use GOM Player. Open with Windows Media Player.
If you got VLC, it works good too.
Well, I want it to play all of them is the thing. So let me figure out how to load them all up in here
Okay.
at once.
Hey, Steve, did you feel that earthquake at all from the Tonopah area
When? Today?
yesterday?
No.
Yeah, big 6.5.
Shit.
Yeah,
Fairly big one.
yeah,
That's-
Tonopah.
That's a good shaker, but the Tonopah's away from us.
Okay, here we go. We're going to share again.
My poor glitches.
Righto. Here we go. I love that. Did you generate the clouds, etc., or was that from a?
Those are still images that I stretched the still image out.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of animation in them, but it's just a still image.
Yep. Okay. Geez, your drone was up high to get those images, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorites. This is actually the inside of Adobe in Seattle, where they make After Effects. And I did a 360-degree photo so that I'm able to rotate completely around the room and made a delivery.
Ah,
What-
nice.
Awesome.
I like that.
All right, there you go.
Oh, that's awesome, man. God damn.
So people always ask me how I do it, and there's multiple steps to it. The 3D portion of it starts in Cinema 4D. It's a $3,000 program. That's where you make the drones, the airplanes, whatever it is you want to be able to see all the sides of. You create a mesh, and then you add textures to that mesh. And then there's a plugin called Cineware that ships with Adobe products with After Effects, and you're able to import all of the 3D information directly into After Effects, and then you polish it up. You add sunlight, sun rays, animation, like the water reflections and stuff like that. You polish it up in After Effects. So it's actually 2 programs that I'm using. And then if I do any sort of sound stuff, I use Studio One. I used to use Adobe Audition, but it's limited by the amount of VTX that you can use. So a lot of the sound stuff that I use is aftermarket sample stuff. Did I just lose everybody 100%?
No.
Oh, okay. Because everybody got real quiet.
Yeah, Ron. It was just
we're all listening. Ron's falling asleep, I think. But
he is. We've got this here, Ron.
Ron's going to fall asleep.
Show him a bit more courtesy, Ron. No, it's interesting. It's interesting too because within Fusion, which I've been mucking around with, you can do 3D effects as well. It's a little bit more complicated than just using the 2D, which I have been mucking around with, which is fantastic. I'm really getting interested in doing this sort of stuff. I mean, I've just done a couple of simple little graphics at the beginning of my last video, actually. And
by the way, thank you, Tim and Al. Appreciate the compliments, man.
And it was I found it really cool. And obviously there's the 3D portion which I want to look at too. And this is why I was I just asked the question if you knew anything about the
well, what I would recommend, 2 little pieces of information for you to start with, is start with the 2D graphics in 3D. A lot of people don't realize that a 2D, for instance, a text, like when you type out a text, it is actually in Z space. So there's X and Y, which is up and down, and the Z space is forward and back.
Yep.
In Z space, text is actually 1 pixel deep.
Right.
So you can actually rotate in 3D. You can take flat text just in After Effects and in any program. Actually, you can rotate the text. It'll only be 1 pixel deep.
Yeah.
But you can actually rotate it, and that's what I would start in understanding that XYZ space, because everybody tends to get lost because the XYZ space is infinite.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what happens, like when those jets fly off screen, people are, where is it? How do I animate it from here? I want it to come down lower. They don't know how to get to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's just understanding the XYZ space. And once you use 2D stuff to do that, then when you step into the 3D stuff where there's a 3-dimensional object in your scene, then it becomes a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. If I were you, that's the first thing I would try to learn how to do, is to just rotate text.
Yeah.
Animate it and keyframe it and rotate text. And once you start understanding how to do that, then make the text zoom at the screen. You know, it's the classic thing, it starts in the back and it zooms up to where you can see it. And then it, breaks up and kind of goes off screen or whatever. Do that a few times so that you understand that XYZ space, because when you do get a 3D object in there, and say, for instance, you have a plate where you've got a street scene where you have a camera that's moving through the street scene, and then you do what's called a camera track, where it creates a virtual camera that follows the real camera and creates this 3-dimensional space. And you want to put something 3D in there, like a giant robot crashing through the city. And you're like, well, I put it in there. Where the hell is it? When you understand XYZ space, you can go, okay, it's over here. I get it. I know where it is. I know where I need to move it to and stuff like that.
Okay. So what I actually did do, I'm getting what you're saying there. Now, this was just something that I did, but it did use. This is just a very simple one, which I did. Now, it did use the movement of text.
Mm-hmm.
You see it like that?
Yeah,
so
you're moving in Z space.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you already starting to have an understanding of how it works.
Yeah. I found it really interesting.
The principle is exactly the same thing when you get to a 3D object and trying to put an object in there. So, for instance, the mistake that people run into and they get really frustrated with is when they animate the text to come at you and it goes off screen. So, in other words, you fly. Yeah. Let's just say the northeast part of the word. You want it to go through the N or whatever letter, and it flies off screen. People lose it, and they're like, I don't know where it is. They don't understand that they can create a second camera and use that to orbit around and find out where it is. You don't render it with that second camera. You just use that to maneuver around in your space and go, oh, shit, it's way over here. I want it to be lower when it exits the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Curtis, in the program you're using, do you output in an MOV or an MP4?
I can output in, well, so what I do, for those of you that are not familiar with the Adobe products, they're all linked together with this thing called Dynamic Link. And
Right.
the only problem I run into is because I don't use Adobe Audition. I could actually do it with Adobe Audition if I use that. But with Dynamic Link, what I do is I will start in Premiere Pro and I will take, for instance, a piece of footage that I want to put something into that's 3D. And I will start there, and then I will dynamically link that footage to After Effects. Then it automatically opens up After Effects. I do whatever it is I want to do. If I want to put text on, like if I'm driving down the side of the road and there's a skyscraper beside me and I want to put text on that skyscraper, then I track the camera, put the text in there on After Effects. I don't render it out. I just save the file. Then I go back to Premiere. I save that file. The Premiere file I open in Media Encoder, and Media Encoder takes everything that you've created that is dynamically linked to Premiere Pro and renders it all at one time. That, and you can see us, it's kind of like watching 8K footage, but you can actually also see the After Effects file play in Premiere Pro. Because it's dynamically linked together. It's on the timeline. It'll play slow. You can reduce the quality of it and stuff like that, or you can reduce some of the 3D things that are in there.
How hard is it to get the text to follow? I'm assuming the plane is the 3D object. How hard is it to get the text to follow that 3D object? In other words, is that plane is...
Are you talking about the Grumpy Vlogger stuff?
Right.
Okay, so what that is, it's called a texture. And what we do is we create this mesh of there's different meshes. There's like triangle mesh. There's a ton of different kinds of mesh, and I'm going down a rabbit hole when I kind of do this. It basically looks like a wireframe skeleton scaffolding, like on the side of a building when they're building a building. It's all there. You can see the shape of it. There's just no front to it. And then we go into Photoshop and we create a texture. And a texture can be anything from a photograph of, like, if I'm going to do a brick wall, it can be a photograph of a brick. And I just repeat the texture over and over to create the wall. Or in the case of that plane, I had a photograph of Air Force One from the side. And all I did was I had Lloyd send me a photo of his face. And then I just cut that out in Photoshop and put it over that image. So it's actually, for lack of a better term, it's glued to that mesh. So it will, wherever the mesh moves, that texture moves with it.
Ah, okay.
So I don't have to animate that stuff that's on there. I just animate the jet itself.
Yeah, right. I like it.
And the landing gears and
Yeah.
That was so awesome when you showed us that sneak preview that one time, and before you'd put that on, and when you put that on, it was just like, oh my God.
I can give you guys, so Lloyd hasn't seen this yet. Do you guys want to see this? Have you?
Yes.
So you guys know, God, what's his name? Tim the Two Man Taylor. What's his name? What's his real name?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Tim Allen or somebody like that is doing a show on Netflix called Air Force, or called Space Force, and it's a comedy show. And of course, President Trump just released the new logo, and I didn't see all this stuff, but at the same time, let me pull this up real quick. Get ready to show you this. Open with Windows Media Player. Lloyd and I were talking about that we need to do something with this, and I started just kind of playing around, and this is kind of what I came up with. I hope he doesn't fire me because I'm showing you guys this stuff.
We won't tell them.
Your secret's safe with us, Curtis.
Yeah, it's only us, mate.
We'll fire him.
There you go.
Space Wars.
He likes that kind of rustic flag, and I don't think it really kind of fits this, but we're playing around with it, and I'm going to do some other things with the little astronaut dude. I'm going to have him kind of flying over here a little bit. but this was just a rough idea. And then I found out they were going to do this comedy show, and then I saw the actual logo came out after I did this. So I don't know what I don't know if we're going to change it or what, but we're going to get back to it here in just a little bit.
You know what? I don't mind that rustic flag. That looked pretty cool. I like for me, when I looked at it, the outsides are obviously dark. They're dark and they sort of match the blue of the circle. I'm not too sure what
I like the rustic flag thing for Lloyd. It fits him and his personality and stuff. But for this, I thought it needed to be more polished. But again, this was just a rough idea I threw together and sent to him and said, and he hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't looked at it. But I'm kind of working on it. Just little tidbits here and there.
I like to I'll do the same when I'm editing. The only way I make a decision on anything is having comparisons. So I'd like to see a flag without the rustic look, just to see what that looked like. And what you said, it would be clean. But I didn't mind that rustic flag, man. It was sort of like old and new. It's
well, there's
shuttle.
If you guys haven't seen some of the, where did I put it?
Yeah, everything about him is rustic. Yeah. That's right.
Rustic or rusty.
Yeah.
Good one, Peter.
Where did I put these?
I'll throw one in.
Well, you said you were going to be zingerless tonight, mate.
No.
He has been all night. I haven't heard a peep.
Pretty quiet.
Yes. And
what he's
been actually saying has been, quite coherent tonight. So
that's amazing.
I'm afraid at the end of the show, he's just going to let loose.
It is. It'll be 5 minutes, and we'll be going. Hurry up, Pete! Jeez. Keep going.
Come on, Peter, hurry up.
So this was the flag that we came up with, that rustic flag, and you'll notice the jet fly over here in a second.
Okay, it's a black flag, dude.
It's black. Yeah. Why is that? What the heck happened there? Let me try VLC Media Player.
Looks like one of Adrian's nighttime videos.
Oh, you guys are killing me.
You were coming.
Here he goes. Pete's warming up. He's warming up.
If you notice, Peter's cheeks are starting to turn just a little shade of rose.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He does.
He's fixing to come unglued.
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing that one?
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man.
So that was the flag that we decided on at the very end, and that's an animated 3D flag. And of course, the jets fly over.
Yeah, that's nice,
man. That was very awesome.
Did Chris send you one of his sunset or sunrise photos?
Yeah.
I can fix that, Chris. There we go.
He's black and white. He's taking away his rosy cheeks. Pete's been doing his own animating right there.
Live online too. Look at that.
It is.
Curtis, I almost had as much fun as when I did that video for Lloyd out here in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, that's great. That bit. Nice. Sweet.
So I didn't spend a lot of time on this. These are just photos. I'll back up here and show you in just a second, but I didn't spend a lot of time on the White House. I should have spent a little more time.
That's nice, mate. I like that.
See, it's kind of it's kind of blocky here.
Yeah.
I didn't spend a lot of time rounding everything off.
That's 100% Lloyd Mendenhall.
Yeah.
And and then there's no. It's just a photograph. It's just a piece of square here. There's no actual windows. You see, there's no three-dimensional stuff to this.
You gotta have Elvis looking through one of those windows.
I could do that. Either that, I could have Lloyd peeking out or something.
There you go.
That was one of the conspiracies, wasn't it? With Elvis looking through the window at his own funeral or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it was actually him, and then they were rendering off older versions of Elvis and look what he'd look like now. And
Yeah, that one, Tim brought up a good point. That one I took the time to put reflections in. I don't know if you guys saw the reflections in the in the ground plane.
No, I didn't.
Well, here, I'll play it again.
Play it again, Sam.
Play it again. Open with VLC Media Player.
Tim Jackson saw the reflections.
Yeah.
What bloody hell? He's on it.
He's been drinking though.
Yeah.
All right, here you guys go. See the reflections of the White House?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yep.
Now watch the jets when they fly by.
And the flag too, obviously.
Yeah, but watch the.
Oh yeah. Got the shadow there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice, man.
That's where you spend time and you get all the little details in, and that's the thing that really sells it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How
Thank
can
you,
you
Tim.
sit there and think it up?
You know, so when I make logo stings for guys, we start out with a conversation and we try to figure out their personality, who they are, what they want to do, what they want to achieve. I don't use templates or anything like that. And then usually somebody comes to me and they say, well, you know, I'm this kind of, I like this. I like these kind of colors. I don't want flashy. I want matte colors, you know, or I want flashy kind of stuff. And then finding out their personality really kind of makes it a lot easier. And then I'll usually get on with somebody on Zoom and talk for 30 minutes to an hour. We'll do a couple quick renders of something, you know, and they'll give me a yay or nay, and I'll get an idea of what they want and kind of go from there. And then once I send out a partial kind of thing with like no background, no reflections or nothing on it, just, hey, here's this. Do you want me to polish this up? And they go, oh, that's crap. And I go, okay, sorry, I'll start over. Or they go, ooh, I love that. And then I'll finish it up. One of those two.
Curtis, I got the project for you. You need to help Matt do a new intro for Peter Carroll, and you get these reflections of Judge Judy in the background.
My wife loves Judge Judy.
Yeah.
Well, then it shouldn't be too hard to do for you there, Curtis.
Yeah, I hear all about Judge Judy.
Yeah.
She got a T-shirt the other day. My daughter bought her a T-shirt just out of the blue, and it said, "What is this?" It said, "You can't judge me. Only Judge Judy can." Okay. What a genius idea for a show, though. Instead of taking your I don't know if you guys are familiar with the premise of Judge Judy. I'm only because my wife watches it. I kind of looked into the background of it. Essentially, what happens is there's actually something actually happens in the world between two people, and instead of going through the court system, they agree to appear on the show. The show will pay both parties and resolve everything if you allow them to do it in the show. Yeah. So the victim gets paid, and the guy who commits whatever offense there was also gets paid.
That's a win-win, isn't it?
It's a win-win.
And
why else would you kind of go in the show knowing that you were in the wrong? Because half these people know they're wrong. It's like, why would you agree to appear on this show? You know, and then some of them are being just absolute douches, which gives her the opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
You know, she calls them out and says, just shut up, you know, what the stuff that she does. So it's a genius idea for a show.
There you go, Peter.
Yeah. So do they just get paid a flat fee for appearing, or plus the person who wins the case?
So my understanding is the damages are paid. So if there was something broken or whatever, the damages get paid, and they have a budget, and they pick the people that are going to be on the show. You know, obviously they don't want $1 million home that got blew up or something. They don't want to do that. But if, you know, there was a car fender bender or something along those lines, it's my understanding that what they do is they agree to pay to have it repaired, replaced, whatever, or whatever the offense is. Yeah. And then both parties get paid to appear on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why else, if you've done something wrong, why else would you agree to appear on national TV and be humiliated like that?
Yeah,
You're being paid really
Funny,
well. That's
man.
why. Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah.
About the first 10 times, that's about it for me. But my wife loves it. She
Bob
buys
Casey,
into it.
Just got to say see you later to Bob. He's nicking out of you.
Yeah. Good night, Bob.
Good night, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. Great to see you again, man. We'll catch you again.
Good night,
Catch you
Walt.
again soon, brother.
Well, gents, I'm gonna back out of here. It's gonna pizza time.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Tonight.
Friday night pizza. Yep.
Running
Yeah,
a bit late today, mate.
yeah, it
I'm
is.
gonna have
We're
to
running
back
late.
out of here too because I got some pizza waiting also.
Yeah.
I got a few more minutes though because the wife just signaled me she just put it in the stove. So
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well,
Yeah.
Matt, thank you.
No
Peter,
worries.
Ron, Curtis,
Steve,
Brother Chris, good to see you.
Steve, thank you.
Would do.
And
Thanks.
everybody in chat, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there, and hopefully the weather will get better for those that have the rain headed your way.
Yeah, it's coming.
Thanks for having a shave, mate. You look
Oh, my pleasure.
good. Yeah.
You take care, Matt. Bye bye.
Hey, see you, buddy. Bye bye. We should talk about calling anyway. You know, it's like what have we got? 3 hours 16 at the moment. So that's a
Yeah,
pretty good sort of.
10:30,
Oh, and
10:30.
LDS is still here.
so after
Sorry.
you guys saw my quick renders, what do you think about the possibility of it being a 3D thing that the guy's doing with the Navy SEALs? You still think it's legit?
Well, you know what? I have doubts of whether it actually is real, or whether it was actually a drone. There may have been someone standing on the top of that building, but I don't think that they were flying a drone. I really don't.
I kind of so if I had a high resolution, in other words, a 1080 file of it, 1080p file of it, I think I could break it down if it was actually a VFX or actually a drone. But my first thought when I saw it was because of all the building shots, I think somebody was flying and landed, and that was the camera they had to film it. I think they're on top of that building holding that drone. I think they're like, oh crap, they're on their way over here. I need to land. They grabbed it. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the Phantom 4, when I catch it, when it comes down, I don't land it because they tend to tip sometimes. I grab it by the leg on the back, and then I reach up and hit that power button and shut it off. Well, if they're coming and I'm bringing it down, I've got it in my hand. The props are still going. I'm filming. Why not? And I might tilt it up. So we don't necessarily know that he was flying. I do know some of the other shots are definitely from just the top of the building with just a handheld camera of some sort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He would have had to have manually, though, tilted that camera up. That would have had to have been a deliberate move on the opposite hand of whichever he was catching it with, because you won't be able to move that camera up without using the
little wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got it in your hand. I mean, if you catch with this hand and you got the wheel over in this other hand over here, and you're just jogging it up, you're looking at your little iPad or whatever. You go, oh, I got to jog up. I got to catch this shot.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very possible that he was just in the air, did the right thing, and came down. I'm not condoning what happened. I want to say that right off the bat.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of looking at how things kind of played out. I can't think that somebody is that stupid. It's the Blue Angels. You're gonna land. I mean, if you've ever seen the Blue Angels live, it's loud. Those planes are big. That's my wife. I think he was trying to get down and land, and then also get the shot. And I think he added the other shots. I think he shot those afterwards with his phone after he landed. He just put those in first as they're circling around. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not have. If I'd have been in that situation, I would have landed because I didn't know they were coming, or was surprised by it, and realized, ooh, this is a moment. They're coming pretty close. I'll get this. And we don't know what kind of resolution it was in. So, I mean, he could have cropped in. The stuff that I've seen is very poor resolution. So,
yeah. Well, if that was the case, if it is poor resolution, he may have cropped in a lot.
Right. Well, it is a copy. What I've seen is a copy that another guy saw and downloaded it off YouTube, which so he got like a 720 version, and then he uploaded his version, and it starts degrading after that.
Yeah.
I guess the question I have, guys, is if somebody has the mental capability and capacity of doing like the artwork that you do, Curtis, why would they be dumb enough to post on YouTube as if they were actually sitting there flying a drone?
Has anybody seen the actual I mean, the one that I see is this photography guy who reposted it and said, "Oh, you're in all kinds of trouble." And I've seen all the comments on that. I haven't seen the actual post, so I don't know what he said. I
mean, the average person that looks at the footage, it looks like a drone sitting right there.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, put yourself in that position. What if you didn't know they were going to fly over? I mean, we have McCord Air Force Base up here, and we have them fly over. Not the Blue Angels. We have the C-130s fly over, and you can hear them coming. And I'll turn around and go, "Oh, I got to come down now." Goddamn guys are flying over again.
BFR or something there.
Well, from what I understand, this is not an actual show. Now, during a show, they do put the TFR up. These are just flyovers. And as far as I understand, with the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels right now, from what people are saying, again, this is third-party information, so don't quote me on this stuff. What people are saying is these guys have to put in a certain amount of hours per month, day, whatever it is, of flight time. Right. So this is not wasted money or wasted taxpayer money. These guys need to stay up and sharp at what they're doing, because these are the guys that go to war for us. These are the guys that get on those aircraft carriers, and when they need to, when we say, hey, it's time to go to war and fire the missiles, it's the exact same guys. They rotate all these show guys out, and the maneuvers that they do are actual maneuvers that they do in battle. Like the sneak one is one of my favorites. The Blue Angels come up here all the time to Seattle and put on a show, and that one plane gets right down on the deck and comes in from behind you, and it's loud and it's fast, and you don't hear it coming. It's just like, whoom, and everything shakes. That's a maneuver that they do all the time. So it's not unique stuff that they're doing for the show. They're showing off what they do in battle or in combat.
It's true too. I was on a beach and there was 3 F-18. I could see the black smoke right down. I thought, hey, look at that. I said, that's got to be a military aircraft, because the jets that fly don't blow this black smoke. Anyway, so we're on the beach fishing, and sure enough, they come. Now, they were low as shit, and they were doing some maneuvers and all that sort of crap. And you're right, you can't hear them until they're past you. And these guys were hammering, man. Boy, imagine opening the throttle of one of them sitting in the cockpit. God, you nuts of steel. I'll tell you. Those things were hammering, man. And it was the best thing, mate. Bang! I've gone to a lot of air shows and stuff, and I've seen the Hornets when they first come here, and the capabilities of how they can actually pull up out of amazing stuff, those Hornets. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic.
I forget what it is, but it's the Eagle. We have that one up here a lot. And those guys come in and they will do that stall thing where they slow down real slow and kick in the afterburner and kind of do this. And they're 1,000, 2,000 feet in the air, and everything around you is just vibrating. It's just like, like, whoa! How would I ever want to go against something like that? That's just insane.
You're not wrong.
The amount of power those things have.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible. I've sat in a Mirage cockpit, and once you're in the cockpit, you can't see anything. You can't see the nose. You can't see anything. You've just got a window, basically, and that's your world. That's your world, and you've got this flying jet engine around you. And I was just thinking about getting onto the runway and opening up that throttle, man, because there's no sense of any vehicle around you. Opening the throttle and just having a flying window, basically, it's, oh man, I'll tell you what, I'd like to do it one day, but maybe not in a Mirage, because those things crash more on their own than they did.
I hear stories all the time of news media, the guys going up and doing the check rides with them before they actually do their shows. And some of those guys are like, yeah, I barfed. I barfed. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Not
no
me
doubt.
personally. I wouldn't get in it.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to have a crack in one and just sit there and I mean it's fantastic the filming that they did for the new Top Gun movie because they were actually in the aircrafts doing the stuff.
Oh yeah,
and that's some good filming, man. So you know, it gives you a great idea of what goes on in the cockpit and what these guys go through every time they take off. You know, it's horrendous, horrendous on your body, but it's what you get used to, I guess.
Well, guys, I'm going to pop out. You guys have a great evening. And
yes.
Same here, Ron. I'm going to go out too, bud.
Yeah.
Ron, it was nice talking to you. I'm gonna jet out of here too. We're gonna leave Matt and Peter to hang out with each
Talk to
other.
you, Curtis, and yeah, keep up the good work, man. That's some amazing stuff you do, dude. Great stuff.
It's all a matter of coming up with interesting stuff to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sit here and it's like, what the hell do I do next?
Yeah.
So give me ideas sometimes, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. You know.
Yeah, Steve, I will. As soon as I get off here, I'll send you that email address.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Ron, Curtis, y'all have a good one.
Maybe next week I'll get an invite instead of having to beg. I make some pretty good content for the show, you know. I'm just saying, you know.
You better have something new for next week, mate.
I made 4 new things tonight in less than 30 minutes. It's just a matter of coming up with what I want to make real quick.
Nah, good
all right, guys. I'm out. Love you. Talk to you later.
All right.
Take care.
See you, Ron.
Carol, Matthew.
Thanks, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
As always, you did a flat one, mate.
All right, thanks for having me on.
No worries,
Catch up.
mate.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. Bye-bye. Well, there you go. Been fun, Pete. Been fun, mate.
I've got pizza for lunch today, actually.
So have I. I actually had a bit of a win last night. I went on the menu log and I ordered a pizza from blah, 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 blah. Anyway, nothing came through and it was actually cancelled by the restaurant. I went, oh, my God. So I ended up ringing the restaurant up going, oi, it's been cancelled. What's going on? Oh, I don't know. They've cancelled it. Anyway, she just went to check to see if the order's actually gone through. And she goes, yes, it has. And I said, well, what do I do about payment and stuff like that? And she goes, oh, you got to ring menu log and tell them it was cancelled. And I said, yeah, I know that. But what do I do about payment about someone when it comes in? She goes, oh, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Oh, free pizza. And actually, they gave me an extra pizza.
Okay. No, because I'm on these, I'll sign up for, that light and easy stuff.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah, and it's sort of calorie controlled, and they give you all the meals come in like little bags, day 1, day 2, through the week, and today's pizza day today, so you have to assemble it yourself. They give you the base then you put your sort of topping on it and cheese, and then chuck it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and away you go.
Off you go. There you go. Mine's probably not as healthy as that. Yeah,
the food's mainly pretty good too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've done light and easy a couple of years ago. Works all right. No worries, Curtis. Thanks for coming on, mate. It's a beautiful thing.
All right, well, I'll go and get my pizza going.
Yes, mate.
Thanks for having me on again, and we'll catch everyone hopefully next week.
Oh, always a pleasure, Pete. Always a pleasure.
All right. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.
See you, mate. Bye-bye. Down in Melbourne there. Oh, Pete. Oh, thanks very much again, everybody, for another Friday night, Saturday / we talked about all sorts today, but all good. And hopefully everyone has a great weekend, great Friday night. And we'll catch us all again next week at some point. So take care, everybody. Thanks very much. Tim Jackson, Stingray, Brandt. We had Chris Hope came in, and everyone else. There's a long list there. But yeah, thanks very much again. And we'll catch everyone again. Catch you.